Hello, everyone. Good day to y'all. Good evening. Good night, maybe. I don't know. Depending on where you live. Right. Hello, guy from charity stream. No, I'm not that. I'm not called that. This is not a charity, this is a robbery. Give me your money. Horror loss. From my perspective, it's horror loss. We'll see later. We'll see if he recovers. Okay. Okay, real quick. This is not a start, but do y'all want me to change my DHE dog? I think I want to do that. I didn't do that prior to the stream for some fucking reason. But I think I want to change the dog. Let me see. I can replace it with Earl King, I think. Let's do Earl King, why not? Loki forgot how to do it. Do. Here we go. Okay, it should work now. All right? Yeah, something like that. Massive. Chuddling each remains. Yeah, it's the chuddling. It's the guy. That's all I'm gonna say. Is there a Lord of Hongyan dog? Unfortunately, no. I haven't made a new Weno in a while. But yeah. I guess I want to finish this pretty quickly, because I think we have, well, we have like what, maybe half of the Intervallo left. So yeah, we can like do this stage relatively quickly and then do a 10 pull. I think that's a plan that we can follow. Oh yeah. Also, if you want to see a Weno dog, then you can make one and post it on my Discord server. Link in the description. Isn't he like an early season ID? Yeah, he's a season 1 ID that got like gifted to pretty much everyone on release. Yeah. He is very good. He's been good ever since the Blade Lynch Intervallo as well. Alright. Bamboo-headed Kim is aura. Sure, yeah. Whatever you say, Chad, whatever you say. I'm not gonna trust you until game proves me otherwise. Oh crap. As soon as I registered Michelle's words, my hand reflexively threw the film on the ground. Are we gonna be okay? We might have just broken a taboo. My mind began to race, rapidly traveling back for our journey, specifically to the time when Don Quixote had smashed that window at K-Corp and caused the wind to wipe out our team multiple times over. I felt faint. We had Regillus with us then, and it ended up being not that big of a deal at the end of the day, since I could revive the sinners, but some Nestabus can get us in serious trouble just for carrying anything that has to do with them, can't they? I hurriedly turned towards the sinners, many of whom looked every bit as troubled as I felt. Still, a few of them expressed a casual lack of concern, citing all the crazy things we've gone through so far. Yeah, I'm with them, honestly. We can probably contest a wing. Maybe we can contest like someone like Siegfried. Though that's a little bit doubtful, maybe. I don't know. Miss Faust, What will happen to us if this gets the manager killed? Okay, so this is it, huh? Not freaking out, guys. They're not dying. We'll be fine. And Corp's not gonna kill you on the spot just for processing a film roll. Really? Well, it might be a problem if the film roll does contain genuine recorded footage, but it's not like you guys had a hand in filming it, right? When NCorp dudes get here to pick it up, just comply with their commands, thank them for their service, and nicely hand it over to the authorities. And everything should be a-okay. There's a possibility that everything will not be okay. Eh? Because I have developed the contents of that film roll in that dark room. Oh. Court will take the lack of intentionality into consideration. However, it is very likely that my actions will be deemed as aiding in the primary violator of the taboo. Really? Really? Comic Swap Boy. Who the fuck is Comic Swap Boy? I mean Archie? Maybe, I don't know. The new design for Kim does look a little bit BL. You know what I mean? But Team Leader said that NCorp has their own regulatory standards regarding image quality, which they use to determine the severity of taboo violation. If the footage's image quality or frame rate is within regulation, NCorp won't be sicking their fixers on our butts right away, and that could buy us time or give our company some leverage to make a deal, however small it might be. Because what they're really sniffing around for is how close to reality the video is, or how close of an experience it provides to real life. So even if we're really, really unlucky and they actually come after us, it's going to be fine as long as the footage is low fidelity. Probably. So what exactly does frame rate within regulations entail? Of course, it's Archie, no other Limbus content creators deserving of the title Comic Swap Boy. I played with Archie on the Terraria stream. I hope we can play again. I thought that the next Terraria stream was gonna be like today, but apparently not. Like I messaged him. There are no plans on another stream yet. Though there should be. I don't know. It's weird. It means that the interval between each frame shouldn't be like super brief. Think about photo slideshows. They only show you one image every few seconds, so it doesn't feel real or vivid, right? You can technically call them motion pictures, but there's no vividness required to violate their taboo. Then, let's analyze this film roll and see how vivid it really is. So, I trust that you are knowledgeable in subjects concerning NCorp, yes? Cooperate. Will this film roll be considered a violation of the taboo? Who's picked up the film from the ground and showed it to Marceau? That cannot be determined, unless each frame is thoroughly analyzed and compared with adjacent. Without waiting for Marceau to finish, Otis unrolled the film roll and raised it against the sky. The rest of you, get over here. We must analyze these frames. The film canister was labeled experiment, so I assume the culprit had created this as a test run of sorts. An experiment to see how close they could get to violating a taboo, and testing the limits of the law. It may even be a mere collection of similar photographs that are pretending to be recorded footage. Limbus Swap Vengers. Oh yeah. We love Swap. The sinners all gather around Otis and look up toward the unrolled film in unison. Here, the flower pot moves between frames, doesn't it? I hate this word, honestly. Document. The docugrapher. So it feels so weird to say it like that. Docugrapher. Couldn't possibly have moved the pot while also holding down the shutter button. I don't see any difference. See here, the expression risen on the subject's visage appears rather stiff. Maybe they're just a gloomy sort. Perhaps, yet observe closer. The stiffness arises not from gloom, but for strain to maintain it. Ooh, if that's the case, maybe the subject really is trying to fake an actual footage by moving very, very slowly. That's a pretty convincing theory, but I'm not sure if that's enough to conclude that we're in the clear just yet. That's when bamboo-headed bum don't they go in NCorp because they can give someone life experiences. Yeah, this is pretty much just to keep the monopoly on the canned experiences. Literally just for greed. That's when bamboo-headed Kim, who had been sprawled on the ground ever since Ezra punched him, stepped into the conversation.
Let's see. Look at the shadow cast on the windowsill. See how it noticeably shifts between each frame. Whoever made this knows their craft for sure, but I can't imagine a backstreet dweller would have any way to mess with the sun's trajectory.
If you wonder why I'm voicing Kim this way, it's because of Xavier, Renegade Angel. Then the likely scenario must be that the creator of this film world deliberately made the subject move very slowly from frame to frame, creating a series of disconnected photos that, when played sequentially, would look like footage that violates the taboo. In which case, this film ROM does not violate the Nest taboo, correct? That is highly probable. So he says, Executive Manager, we should be in the clear for now, at least in regards to aiding the violation of a Wings taboo. Phew. Dollar store Kentucky. But if he was willing to go through this much trouble just to test N-Corp's patience, it's hard to believe that he'd have stopped here. Based on all available evidence, Executive Manager, it seems reasonable to conclude that the inflection point of this case is a taboo violator on the run. Oh? But what motive would they have to do that? Sure, working for a Wing subsidiary has nothing to do with being an actual Wing employee, but it's still pretty up there when it comes to careers available in the backstreets. Work for subsidiary long enough, and you might even get transferred to a factory job in the Nest. That gives you a pretty okay chance at a better life, so... Maybe he was just tired of living that kind of life. Everyone has one of those days, don't they? The silent feeling that you could be doing more than live the rest of your life in 9-to-5 hell. The drive to do something that takes you away from the pressure of trying to make a life. Something about what Ishmael said must have tickled bamboo-headed Kim, because he suddenly whipped around toward her and shook his head. Mr. Kim has a dip in aura and then a climb later, or onto an even higher level. No way, bruh. No way. He literally is a dollar store Gintoki. That's like a very good comparison.
Maybe, but how many of those people do you think are capable of throwing away everything they've built on a whim? From what I've seen, maybe our culprit just likes to play with fire.
Play with fire?
Yeah, must have started by doing something that technically doesn't count as taboo, and inched on and on until he brushed thrillingly close to one. One throwing shot through his camera, and another with the next, until eventually he ended up recording actual footage.
Cool, then that leaves the question of what the heck was he trying to do with it?
I've been trying to screen it using the projector for all of for all of this part of the backstreets to see.
He's high aura near the end of the interval. Sure. Let me see it and maybe I'll change the title of the stream. Maybe. What? But wouldn't that make everyone here, even those who unwittingly came across the projection?
Right on. It'd have made those folks violators of the taboo.
But why would anyone... So, would you care to explain how you know that, Mr. Breadbrain?
I asked around on the opposite street, and apparently some guy's been going around asking the workshops if they could make him a projector. Seemed like most of them turned him down, but they also just said that he stopped showing up after a certain point. Fair to guess that he got his hands on a projector somehow.
Alas, is it not a taboo of N-Corp to view recorded videos? Pray tell, why would any insane mind? Well, it ain't taboo if you only made a projector in it. Backstreet blokes down for anything long as there's coin. Yeah, this is just like nitpicking, like what to what extent a taboo is violated. Like, aren't there like courts for this stuff? Like, I guess not. Just like it's kill on sight or something like that. Generational Kim voice acting. So, how do we track this guy down? Multiple individuals in the same garb as the pinframe team have just been identified in the vicinity. They're all carrying the same briefcase. Aha! Well, isn't that convenient? Maybe we can play this like a festival or a convention and just tail people who look like they're involved with what we're looking for, so they'll lead us to where we need to go? Indeed. With architecture conventions, there would be those in formal plaid shirts and suspenders milling about, and I could always trust them to lead me to the convention venue. Uh-huh. And was it common for those plaid shirt fellas to look around like they're scanning their area? Do they also go around checking people against photographs? Like, they also radio each other? Weren't people like they're glaring at? Oh. Perhaps you could answer that series of queries yourself. Nope. This crowd sure doesn't look like they're gonna let us follow them. Oh boy. Ricardo probably a great brother by now. I wonder if Limbus company now counts as like a trial or whatever the middle call that. Is it called something? I don't remember. It's like a thing where you get exalted to like a greater brother or something. Yeah, we wanna kill you. We'll evade that, why not? I don't know. You can do that, yeah, sure. It's fine. Yeah, don't clash with this guy. Everyone's just gonna kill this guy, damn. Okay. That's fine. No way. BL bum. Holy shit. The taboo is followed by the letter probably. If you chain there, the next thing going to come knocking probably. I mean, yeah. It's like you have all the ingredients to make like a makeshift bomb, but by just having the ingredients, you're not gonna get arrested. Something like that, right? Anyway, can you die? Bye-bye. Ooh, massive. Very lucky, actually. This is an ultra-capitalist society. Taboo is simply to prevent competition. Yeah, I know. I know that. Or, you know, if you're answering some other chatter, then, you know. They probably know that too. Hello. Yeah, you do that. Wait, the fuck? Ah, that's not... Oh, that's my Merceau. That's not support Merceau, so he doesn't have the ego. Unfortunate. Ricardo throws sense of Hello Kitty. Nah, Ricardo would befriend Hello Kitty. He has those sticky kitty stickers, remember? He'd be like the biggest fan of Hello Kitty. Gaming. Me when I'm gaming. If this interval is gonna be short enough, maybe I'll squeeze in like an MDE or something. That's kind of unlikely, but you know, I do want to play a little bit of this game. Kind of just feel like it. Just kill them. Just kill them. What the fuck did it translate to high guest? Damn. Anyway, hi door Jesus. pretty long. I suppose. I saw like people having like 6-hour streams for this Intervallo. But that might have included like other stuff, like reviewing IDs and whatnot. Whatever, it's fine. I burnt all my luck on Blade Shoe and the OTS. I have proceeded to get shouted by the Iron Mail. Yeah. It is what it is, I guess. I did get Aindu Ishmael, but I don't really want her. I want the ego. Oh, damn. For free? Bro, just kill him. Win rate gaming. Yes, this is like a Dachi from Persona 4. Yeah. The one that's like sitting next to me. Yeah, guys actually pull outside of Walpurgis. I mean, what else are you supposed to do in this game? Like, this is a gacha. There are temptations in this fucking game. It's not like if you like don't pull something on Walpipi, you don't ever get it. You know, it's not like true FOMO. You know, true FOMO was on Arknights. That was the only thing. Yeah, she did not get her thing. Unfortunately. If you have more than 200 pulls, you might as well pull, right? Because there's little chance that you're gonna get to 400 before the next Walpurgis. So it's like, yeah. Support. I do need that Merceau. I do need that good Merceau. Yeah. Hell yeah. Alright. Well, what identity is this? Why pull when we can charge? I mean, pulling is fun. That's like half the appeal of a gacha game. You want to gamble. You want to gamba. Yeah, something like that. To spend your entire paycheck on deck extraction tickets. True. Yeah. Well, no, it is quote unquote the smart thing to save your pulls, but this is a game after all, right? And you want to play it however you want to play it. Like you gotta enjoy whatever the content is in this game, whatever the mechanics are. And so I think pulling outside of Walpurgis is completely reasonable if it brings you joy, you know? And if it doesn't, well, you can always shard the ID later, so there's no real, you know, issue there. You just skip Walpurgis, and on the next Walpurgis you can shard whatever you missed. It's fine. Dante's Casino, yeah. It's pretty much that, yeah. So this and go here. Do I want to rent space? Not really. How about you do this? You do this. Ah, she's getting... Yeah, okay, that doesn't fucking work. Whatever. Who cares? Just do your thing. Alright, this isn't a post. Okay. You can actually do this. Combat start. Let's go. dog, what's Adachi doing in the bottom? Kim does not look like that. Nah, he does. Didn't you play the Intervallo? He's literally Adachi. Like, I can't even lie. This is such a cool ego. Like, it rolls on base as well, like, very well. And deals, like, good damage. But that's probably because it's got attack weight. Does it have the thing where it increases damage if it's targeting a single target? I wonder. What do you think of the new IDs and Ego? The new Ishmael is pretty good. I like her. Oh, so far, because I only played her in this Intervallo, and, you know, she seems pretty good. The Ego is, like, insane. Like, the Ego is definitely the main draw of this whole thing. Basically gives a relevance to the entirety of the Blade lineage. Because, like, Aindu Ishmael is, like, cool. She's, like, strong by herself, but, like, this is a real, like, upscale. This is insane. How the fuck are you? Okay, whatever. The win rate, we do this. There's a chance that she'll crit. There's a chance. Let's go. Massive. Perish. One of the really good things is that it's AoE as well. The only Ishmael I had before was Pequod Ishmael. Alright. Yeah, Aindu Ishmael is just, like, by default, pretty good. You don't even need to consider Blade lineage for her. You just, like, have her in the Poise team, and she's, like, she performs pretty well. Like, have her having, like, the, like... Yeah, so having her get this, right? So what it does is you gain offensive, so like with free it's like pretty much +1 clashing, +1 power. And just having at least a 1 BL member, you just gain 1 poise, 1 additional poise, which is pretty good. No. But you don't even really need this. Like, I don't think. Like, maybe you can get like 1 BL member, like BL Yisang or something. Or even Kim. Like, just having Kim is already enough. So I think that she functions even without a Blade lineage team. Just like play her Lamau. And I don't need to even say anything about MD because she's probably very good at MD. Like, if you could get her gimmick of losing defensive, losing her defensive skill, if you can get that to work, like consistently, like 2 times per turn, and that's probably like a lot of value. So against like strong opponents, she's probably like very consistent. Hello. Perish. Damn, do I look like I care? Do I look like I give a fuck? Let's try doing this. Like, it's not gonna be good, but, you know. Might as well see the animation. Yeah, sure, whatever. Just do it. Still Clash is very good. Oh, that's lucky. Oh, that's like very lucky. Holy shit. That was so lucky, Jesus. That was free tails on 34 SP. Oh, that's crazy. It's hard to keep consistent voice count for me. I think having a new Ishmael ID makes it easier. Probably. Alright. We're speedrunning this shit. We're speedrunning. That's a new enemy. Interesting. Give me the support, please. Give it to me now. Thinking maybe I'll remove you and get these guys instead. Did someone get picked that I didn't want to get picked? Like, I'm pretty sure we don't need you. Like, who cares about you, right? Just get a full stop. Fine. Just want to switch it up a little bit. How much damage did that do? Like 500? If you are talking about the corrosion. Hardly challenge. What a waste of time. Yeah. Both ways are not much of a fighter one-on-one. Service the Clue is not a combat specialized department. While they have all undergone basic combat training for exigent circumstances, they're not prepared for head-on conflicts such as this. Yeah, I noticed. They kept taking pictures of us with their briefcases. I'm guessing that's their primary job description. We're snapping that way up for then, whispering behind our backs like a load of creeps. Making photos to include in the report for the horror ops, I'd wager. I can kinda see how they could think we're involved in this somehow. Every time they followed the lead, they ended up encountering us. It's hardly a surprising rationale. Rousseau stood a footstep away from the rest of the sinners and watched in silence as they tried to come up with an explanation. What is he thinking? What is it that he wishes to say? Or is he simply contemplating, observing without any preconceived notions in his mind? The silence shouldn't have been any different from his usual reticence, but as though by some chance or whim. Hey, Merceau. I was struck by this sense of brief yet distinct strangeness, and I was compelled to speak with him. Yes, manager. Don't hesitate to let me know if there's something you want to say, but aren't sure if you're supposed to say it. Yes, manager. I will do as you ordered should one such circumstance occur. As always, his reply was as deflatingly concise and direct, as though he had some rule of his own that told him this was the specific response for situations like this. My poor autismo man. Okay, but I'm talking about right now, actually. Do you have anything to say? Right now? No, I do not. It did not appear to me that he was trying to hide anything or choosing his words in response to my question. His reply was simply that. An answer, nothing more. Yes, a prepared answer written down in a list of responses. That's what it felt like to me. As though this particular answer had always been the only one he had available for situations like this. Clearly, prodding him for answers wasn't going to get me anywhere, so... With a curt, sure if you say so, I turned away from him and took off to join the other sinners. As I did so, a few words lingered at the tip of my proverbial tongue, asking to be let out. So I did. It would have been nice to know what you were looking at. Of that, he spoke. I cannot form a judgment. What? That's because the precise definition and nature of the subject of my gaze are just as unknown to me as to you. Should you point to an object or an enemy, I can provide a verbal explanation based on my current knowledge. If you require such information, please rephrase your question accordingly. Had I asked him again, had I tried to get to the bottom of that line of questioning, would I have found myself the smallest peek into Mircell's psyche. She had remained entirely shrouded in mystery even after an entire year of traveling together. I suppose that's not up for me to judge as well. Manager. Yeah? Another battle is imminent. As you are previously instructed, I have informed you of an imminent battle. Yo, Boss Clock, are you just gonna sit there all day while we do all the fighting? They're pouring out of that building over there. They must have been on their way to that building. Our path ahead seems clear, Executive Manager. Let us neutralize those posts and head up there. Gotcha, be right there. The brief lull of battle came to a close. Battling enemies, who arrived precisely at the time Mircell had predicted, we made our way into the building. Holy hell, them blokes we fought downstairs must have been the weaker ones of the bunch. How does Encore have so many guys on their payroll? There's no end to them. It is a wing after all. Are these the taboo violators? I thought the culprit worked alone. No, I'm quite certain they're the ones from the subsequent reports. The Encore fixers appeared just as confused as we were. It was clear to me that they were expecting to find a taboo violator here, not a big group of a dozen or so people. What were they thinking sending fodder like us to deal with an organized taboo violation? They should have sent taboo hunters here instead. Why do you think they told us to consume canned experience containing mass melee combat? They must have thought our current manpower would suffice to deal with this. I don't know about that. Wait, wasn't there an extra report? That one of them's a... All of a sudden, with a click, the room began to buzz with a metallic whir of some kind of machinery. And immediately, I could tell what it was. Distortion. Standing in the middle of the shabby room was a device I wasn't sure if I'd seen before. Its exterior was plastered with strange shapes that looked similar to what we saw on Chunikin's face in our earlier battles, making it difficult to grasp its full shape. Does having a higher level mean being stronger than someone having a lower level? I mean, yeah, kinda. Never power scale levels, by the way. Never power scale that. Level scale, as people call it. There are too many inconsistencies to actually rely on that method. The round object affixed to it began to rotate slowly, with a dull, worn-out groan of a thing past its prime. Man! And women, too. Shield your eyes! The moment it began to emit a faint ray of light, Otis thundered in a commanding voice. Gah! I quickly turned away as well, making sure not to catch even a glimpse of it. The device could be playing a recorded video, Executive Manager. Even a brief look at it would constitute a taboo violation. Shit. I saw that. Wallahi, I'm finished. Just as panic began creeping into the voices of several unlucky individuals.
Oh man. Folks, this is starting to get a little embarrassing.
A sleepy voice breaks through the darkness past my, metaphorically speaking, shut eyes. Mentor?
Eyes open, I do. What's wrong with everyone? Got dust in your eyes?
The hell's wrong with you? Don't you know that anyone who watches even a split second of a recorded video Encore gets...
Of course I know, but I watched it anyway. Open your eyes, esteemed fellows. This motion picture isn't recorded.
Hang on, he's right. The video's not recording. What do you mean video is not a recording? No, Dante, what do you mean a device I've never seen before does which I want in your room? Yeah. Bro does have that in his theater. Possibly emboldened by Kim's comment, or perhaps believing that seeing the video could be excused as incidental exposure incurred while subduing violators, the incorporated police also opened their eyes and began to mutter amongst themselves. Is that thing talking to us? I finally allowed myself a good look at the machine, which was firing a conical beam of light against the side of the wall. And this was its message, delivered via white words in the black background. So you've tracked me down this far. After what I went through to take refuge in here, I still ended up finding this place. All of you blindly consuming fake experience after fake experience without even a care about the real thing. Case number TC3224. You're under a suspicion of Category 3 violation. Reveal yourself now and forfeit your illegal recordings. Should you comply, we will...
What is foolery, but what was buffoonery in the absence of fools?
This is a Xavier quote, what the fuck?
The hallowed vessel, bereft of all but lingering delusions, grants none of in a brew of echo to the dogged exorciation of tools.
What's this fellow on about? If you mean to obstruct our official duties, we won't hesitate to use force. Hell yeah. Without even so much as turning around, Bamboo-headed Kim raised his sword and parried away the N-Corp employee's nail-shaped weapon. Those kind of matter, but context matters more. Yeah, true.
I'm only speaking as my whim guides me, my dear fellows. No need to get so huffy. Only aim to say that this abomination has no consciousness.
After what I went through to take refuge in here, they still ended up finding this place. Yeah, that's the repeat. It's repeating the same sentences over and over.
But that does make me wonder. Was I just as far gone when I distorted? Past all words and reason. I mean, if anyone has an answer to that question, it'd be you folks, right?
Kim said nothing more. He turned a piercing look on us, all the while effortlessly swatting away the N-Corp employees' attacks because he's so cool and awesome. As though he was goading us into telling him the truth.
Well, don't suppose there's any point in asking. I am no different from this abomination. Just as it wields that contraption, I must have wielded the only thing I have really known, the blade, transforming into a mindless fiend, consumed by a mere tool, clean for both friend and foe, unrestrained.
Hey, Junior, are you still on about that?
I tried to avert my eyes, I truly did, but such disregard is easier said than done. How can I, when that distorted being has no qualms show me the... sigh?
This is kind of killing my throat, I'm gonna be real.
Doesn't he know how rude the unsolicited reflecting of the fathoms of one's heart is? That's got to be illegal or something. Illegal, I say. Turn the customer into a thug on a protection racket run, a mere ant before a car in motion into a swerving driver. Conjuring dead followers before the eyes of their mentor. Simply unconscionable. Rude as hell, as well might say. My poor heart almost burst out of my chest. Courtesy of you.
No, he really does, like, fit the... fit the Xavier thing, like, to a T. He, like, spouts the same nonsense as well. Well, not nonsense, but, like, the structure of his sentences is very, like, similar. In that split second, I think I saw Merceau's eyebrows twitch. The battle was imminent, manager. Just a natural response to sensing an imminent battle, perhaps. Pop. A blinding flash followed by an explosive bang. My vision immediately went white and decided to take its damn time coming back. And when it did... The first thing that came into view was a particularly unsettling landscape of S-Corp, followed by bamboo-headed Kim, surrounded by a small army of Chunukun.
Mentor! Keep that up, and you shot me deaf, I do. Isn't it about time you both grew accustomed to such sights?
Mentor, still do I wake from these dreams drenched in cold sweat, that they might bind and drag you away.
This isn't so bad, is it? It's just these folks so far. Unlike earlier when...
Another flash. What was that? Everything went dark. I don't understand what's happening, but first things first. We have to neutralize everyone here and get our mission back on track. Adjusting projection.
I've been straying far and wondering all day for the exact reason, and...
But that was its mechanism. Faust? The words began to shift rapidly before I had the chance to ask Faust what she had meant. To the one who finds comfort settling in lies, I give you what most deserve your gaze. Bollocks, I'll be blind before today's over at this rate. This is just like, The distortion is kind of just turning on Discord light mode, like on and off. Actually trying to blind us, SMH. The resemblance in vocabulary is uncanny. Yeah, true. He changed suddenly one day. Did? Like the early instance, one of the distortions is different from the others. As Mirso identified, there was something different about the Groom of Chunukun this time. They were accompanied by someone else. A warrior in impressive armor, wielding a sword that was just a stall. That's a big-ass sword.
That armor, and the great Huando of the South Circle. To be reunited in such a manner.
The warrior drew a bow that hung from the waist guard and knocked an arrow. Arrow.
I suppose this is how it would have gone down had you been the one to grab me. Military Commissioner on Im Gyeong-yup. Im Gyeong-yup. How do you fare, friend?
At the signal, arrows losing. Seize the accused. The warrior loosened the knocked arrow, which soared into the sky with a piercing whistle. And with that air-splitting sound as their cue, the Chunukun began to swarm us. The Chunukun, Chunukun, chup, 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 chip, 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 chip. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, that's a lot of skill slots, damn. Let's see. What you got? That's a whatever. Bear Splitter, Ox Splitter, Sword of the Homeland, Sal. Resume stance. Convert all coins into unbreakable coins. All coins. Does it reuse coins? Minus 80%, does not hit critically. Cannot stagger. Still inflicts like a shit ton of bleed count though. Damn, the bleed is kind of crazy. Let's see the passives. Memory transition. At one stack retreat at turn end and transition into a different location. When return to the field based on current battle form of the homeland, gain or lose swordplay of the homeland, south stack. When in bear hunt, gain stack. When in target hunt, lose stack. Jesus, okay. This is also very confusing so far. It's 0 stack, retreat and transition. Return to the field based on the current battle form, gain or lose swordplay. Bear hunt, single coin. Gains advantage at higher swordplay. The mountains of Escorp's District 19 are home to all manner of beasts. Amongst them, the bear in particular boasts strength and force akin to boulders fallen from the cliff in a landslide. Giving ground to the creature's charge is ill-advised. One must aim to hew it down with the first slash with the blade. Tiger Hunt, multi-coin. Gains advantage at lower swordplay of the homeland stack. Tigers are cunning and ferocious. One cannot hope to cut through a tiger's flesh with a single stroke. Only a relentless flurry of chain slashes can overwhelm the creature until it is felled at last. Fail to do so, and the target will escape death. Or, best, its opponent to one day grow into a Sangun, a lord of the mountain. Where these beings will grant auspicious fortune on men or return as malevolent calamity is impossible to tell. Gee, they can like evolve or something? Or do they just like gain aura? The baddie. Okay. Yeah, she's gonna become the super boss probably. Can't wait for the fellow to be made into an identity. I got spoiled on this, by the way, thanks to a certain member of my Discord. Dujion Brigandine. Gain this effect, gain shield equal to 10% of this unit's max HP. Combat start, gain 1 defense slowdown for every 2 stack. Deal more damage, lose 1 stack when taking shield damage equal to 10% of this unit's max HP. Okay. I mean, just like a buff. Whatever, I guess it's just shield. When Dujion Brigandine expires, end encounter. Okay, I see how it is. The Eastern Warstride armors are not so much equipped as they are piloted. Escorp's Dujion Brigandine is one example of such armor. Much like Aircorp's powered armor suit and the full-plate armor used by the Knights of the West, the Dujion Brigandine greatly augments the user's offensive and defensive combat capabilities. Yet these advantages do not mean that armors of such potency are readily supplied for combat personnel. Each unit has its own unique controls and comes with the limitation of requiring separate fuels. What remains certain, however, is that, as with all the aforementioned armors, once a rider has familiarized himself with the Dujon Brigade's extended reach and heightened power output, he becomes a machine of war that strides across battlefields with the promise of slaughter. So this is just PM's take on power armor, or exosuits, I guess. Unbreakable coins. Okay. On skill use at min or max stacks, convert all coins this unit used to unbreakables. Skill base power and coin power shift based on stack. Base power -3. Okay, so we just really want to keep it at 5 stack. Okay, got it. If it has shield, gain poise. When the following conditions are met, use a pattern that includes the bow of the homeland, arrow loose. When this unit lost all... When the following conditions are met. Like all of them or only one of them? When this unit lost all clashes for 2 turns in a row, does not check for unopposed attacks. So okay. Bamboo-headed Kim. Hello. In the turn after the turn in which this unit spent its stagger, and when in panic. The Sword of the Homeland, Escort's traditional art of swordsmanship, is also divided into 3 branches: Sao, Pi, and Pio. Within their teachings exist techniques to hew and cleave through creatures of colossal stature such as Sanguns. To perform them in full, a swordsman must wield a great Huando capable of bearing the strain of the techniques. Interesting. Basically just carry a Monster Hunter weapon. Turn start. Oh, hello. When in battle form, gain 5 minus swordplay of the Homeland, stack of fragile. When in battle form, at more than 5 stack, gain fragile equal to surplus stack. Yeah, okay, so this depends on like how much or how little of the count you have. Clash win, gain +2 count. If target's unit's skill hit less than 5... Wait. If the target this unit's skill hit has less than 5 bleed potency, inflict 1 bleed and +2 bleed count at attack end. There are those who persevere in training for lack of talent. Then there are those blessed with talent, only to let it rust. All men say that the title of Apex Blade can be seized only by the gifted. Matters not. Until the day comes for this blade of mine to rise high enough to meet the clouds, I shall persevere in honing my prowess. On Clash Rules, gain 1 head split in memory. Okay. Yeah. Develop memories. Double the effects inflicted by the coins of the Bow of the Homeland. So I guess you really don't want her to be panicking? So is this like a sinking balancing thing? Real cool music here. Am I missing any cool stuff? No, the cool stuff has just begun. Unaffected by Swordplay of the Homeland. Unclashable with assist units. Prioritizes sinners. If target skill is assist defense exclusive skill, convert clash start lose free swordplay. Target skill is assist defense exclusive skill. This effect. Okay, wait. Convert into unbreakables. If target skill is assist defense exclusive skill, this effect does not activate. On hit as an unopposed attack, or on hit against target that used assist defense exclusive skill, gain 2 swordplay of the Homeland. This is very weird, in a sense that... Okay, here we go. Yeah, assist defense, yeah. So Ezra has assist defense, okay. So if you don't have assist defense units, you kind of just have to rely on Ezra to do all the heavy lifting here. Well, I guess for now we could just clash everything. Right now, it gains advantage with higher stack. And when it retreats, it's gonna switch to the another battle form, right? Assume a different battle form of the Homeland after 3 turns. Yeah, okay. We'll see on the stack. Probably. A lot of new bosses have sinking team counters. Not that it matters since sinking melts them all the same. Yeah, true. Sinking is the most problematic status effect, because PM always try to fight against it, because it's so absolutely game-breaking. Okay, yeah. Can you lose against anything? I guess not. Well, then you're not gonna use this then. Hit is an unopposed. I mean, it doesn't really matter if you like clash win or clash lose this, honestly. Like whatever. Damn, you're useless. That doesn't do anything. You do that. No, actually, you kill Otis. You kill Otis. Nice, someone unopposed. Yes, you might as well target someone with a counter. Unaffected by sword play, the homeland gain poise and poise count insanity. Gain 2 crit damage next turn on use. So Loki wanna offset that, so might as well do that. It's like whatever, right? Even if you lose this. Like, it's fine, surely. Oh yeah, massive. Me when I'm splitting some bears. Sacrifice is just long, and that's really all. Yeah, I figured that you just want to demolish her shield as much as possible, so that she loses stacks and eventually runs out of said shield. Rufo was annoying to deal with. And yeah. Am I the only one who started Limbus and just without thinking picked to play Burn Team all the way until now? That's very much on brand for Wei Hang, I feel like. Thank you for the stagger. I do the goat. Yeah, we won everything so far. That's massive. Spoke too soon. Well, whatever. Avulsion Wound. Yeah. Yeah. Avulsion Wound is a Avulsion Wound, I guess. Okay, now we want this to be unopposed. Yeah, we want this unopposed. She doesn't do her thing, unfortunately, so we gotta do it ourselves. Yeah. Okay, just fucking win rate this, then do this. Might as well. Right, there are some new skills. Okay, Bear Spine Breaker, fucking Splitter Breaker. Final power +1. 7 plus swordplay. Convert all coins to unbreakables and deal plus 20% damage on critical hit. Okay. Oh wait, hello. Hello. Okay, wait a second. We want her to gain, right? So she's going to come to a neutral of 2, and then this is gonna target an assist defense, so she's gonna gain swordplay. Yeah, so we don't want to clash this. Yeah, clash this guy, I guess. Yeah, that's fine. Thinking maybe you want some poise out of that. It's fine. Also, you're not gonna be using this. You're gonna be using this. You still don't have the thing, fortunately. Oh, it is what it is, I guess. Good stuff. Me when I mark the target. Yukiko shoots for 14 damage. Flying Frost coming through. That's gonna roll tails, by the way. Look at that. No, it's not. Does it crit? It does. Massive. Yeah, we have a chance of taking off one stack of the armor. Rend in the space. Space rendered. Yeah, we're doing pretty good so far. Just want to get rid of the Chanukins, just so that I don't get confused by their bullshit. The Convulsion Wound is kind of nasty. Okay, here we go. Bow of the Homeland. That's her, I guess, Giga skill. Targets someone who has the most bleed. Consume 3 place potency to gain final power plus 2. 5 bleed, 4 count. Raise staggered by 2. 2 bind, 3 fragile. We really want to clash this, I guess. Yeah. This is gonna gain 3. That's too much. We do have 2 of them doing assist defense, so that's very good. We just let this go through, I suppose, yeah. Yeah. Do the thing. Yeah, sure. Might stagger him, actually. Not really, no. It probably won't. Yeah, it's fine. Okay, just do that. Just go for this. Don't clash this. Try evade. Who are you targeting? Literally can't do anything. Honwu's selling. Triple slash. Triple slash goes on you. And then guess you don't do anything now. You can evade. That's something that you can do, surely. We really need to clash this though. What if like that? And then you evade this. And this is still in a post. Yeah, we can do that. Everything's gonna be clashing, and this thing is gonna go through, and that's what we want. Yeah, okay. Sounds good. It's nice that in Kanto 9, we wanted to think about assist defense on enemy units, like in a ring fight. But now here we gotta think about our own assist defenses, which is very nice. I like that. This fight so far is not that difficult though. Like the idea is nice, but like how how it feels so far is not very engaging, I guess. Well, it is engaging, but you know. It's like, whatever. I just do my stuff and don't see any issues. I follow the gimmick and everything's gonna go great. Alright. We're switching. Hello, you're new. Flash phenomenon projector. No passives. No anything. Retreat at turn end and transition to a different location. Okay. I just hope that you all don't just respawn or something, because that would be lame. Like for a headshot, I guess. You have like a lot of concentration already. This is fine. You can do it like this, I guess. You puncture here. You most likely are dead. So might as well target you. Do you think the middle was the favorite child in the Five Fingers? I have suspicions. The projector is the definition of a plot device. I mean, yeah, it's a device that... The plot is centered around the device, I guess, yeah. Also, it's Steph. It's not even that, like... that dangerous. Like, the whole danger that comes from it is that, it's an N-Corp. That's why the context in which abnormalities exist and distortions, it matters. Even freaking TEF abnormality can be a pain in the ass. Well, that's massive coming from mine, dude. Jesus. Wait, don't tell me that Aindu just killed Ryoshi's target. Aw. Oh, it hardly matters now. It hardly matters. Guess we just pile onto it. Yeah. Sure. I'll save Ekoshir. I will do target marked though. Yeah. Fine. Oh, she's just gonna kill it. She's just gonna kill it. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine, I suppose, yeah. Oh, this forces a transition. Okay. And now she doesn't have any fucking skill slots. Okay, bro. Okay, let's see. Let's see what we're working with here. Resentment. Gabbert. Like for now, you don't need to reuse your ego. No, you're not gonna clash with that. You're gonna clash with that. Probably not gonna clash with this period. Lose. Yeah, we don't want to lose stacks here. Don't fucking do return fire. What are you doing? Dumbass. Dumma. Yeah, other than that, it looks okay. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Looks fine. Ah, wait, I forgot. Yeah, we do have assist defense. Okay, it's all good, it's all good. anything. It's not clashing with anything. Good sound recently. You have actual singing talent. Thank you. Thank you. No, I don't have a musical degree. I never trained, like, singing. Like, I did sing when I was, like, on my way to, like, college and school. And also I played the shit ton of rhythm games when I was much younger. So maybe that affected me somehow. I don't know. Can we get this projector as an ID? It'd be funny. I feel like it'd be funny, yeah. Kim upscaled the projector. I wonder if Urk were here and the destruction darkies phantoms instead of Bamboo had Kim's, how strong would the enemies even be? I mean, they'd be as strong as the people in as either Tomeri or the Ring people, like a maestro of the Ring. That's my bet. Yeah, she still really wants to lose that swordplay, huh? No. Oh, we don't want to do that. No one's doing assist defense, so I guess we're gonna do that. And everything just kind of works, and you might want to do this again. Bor still didn't get his like, where's your skill free? Jeez. Low-key unlucky. Anyway. Oh no, you lost the clash. Oh hell no. How did that happen? No. Claim the bones. Projector stronger than Earl King. Oh hell no. My name is Edwin. What was the kid's name? It was like... It wasn't Timmy. What was the kid's name? It wasn't Edwin. My name is Edwin. I made the projector. Alright. David, okay. My name is David! I want some ice cream! David, that's my name! There's a distortion! No, that's like, I want some bread! Angry bird covering its ears. Alright. 7. So we just don't want to do anything here. We low-key just want to clash this, actually. Yeah. Alright. Yep, okay. It was difficult to put the foes together. This fight does overstay its welcome a little bit, I'll have to say. The switch to the camera is kind of unnecessary. Prolongs the fight. Like, why would you do that? Right? Are you gonna... I shall set my former right. Are you gonna, like, kill us all now? Just a little more, and I think we might be able to smash that dang thing to smithereens, but... Yeah, but it's really hard to focus on one thing without huge war zapping in and out of reality as soon as we make ourselves an opening. That'd make our lives a whole lot easier if we could get rid of just one of them. We already got rid of most of them, Mishmel. The battle seemed to be taking a toll on the sinners, more so than usual. It wasn't that we are up against an insurmountable foe, not even close, not to mention how Ezra and Aindu were here to help us out. But I haven't had enough. About time to give up, innit? Why don't you go wagging it again? That big sword carrying fella sure is kicking our butts, but I don't know if they're the key to solving the distortion. We ain't exactly flush with options, are we? Alex is blocked and we ain't like we can stop mid-fight to strategize. With the battlefield constantly shifting and flashing between N-Corp and S-Corp, we simply did not have the breathing room to focus on either the projector or Im Gyung-yup. Im Gyung-yup was swinging that great blade with frightening force. Besides... Aindu, go cover his back too! It shall be done. N-Corp was sending far too many people against us. There weren't that many at first, but it seemed that the sudden spike in employee casualties in an area so close to the nest had alerted N-Corp to our location. How do we get out of this? Faust, Totus, help me out here. I decided to stop wrecking my brain trying to navigate the situation I know so little about, and instead rely on the sinners with possibly more experience in the field. First, I need to know if there's any way we can deal with the endless reinforcements N-Corp is sending after us. We can pick Ricci at them all, I guess. And second, will defeating Im Gyung-yup or destroying that projector bring an end to this distortion phenomenon? If I may speak freely, Executive Manager, it is unlikely that our present force will be sufficient to overcome the current rate of enemy reinforcements. Not only is this battlefield situated in close proximity to the enemy's stronghold, but there is an unpredictable variable in that strange machine that makes neutralizing even a single wave of enemies difficult. I regret to be the bearer of bad news, but we are trapped in the battlefield with but a single exit, which the enemies have already blocked. Without the reinforcements of our own, there is little hope of prevailing through this current predicament. Yeah, seems that way to me too. But maybe if we can neutralize this distortion phenomenon, at the very least. Faust. Recommends entering the Dungeon of the Phantoms as our exit. Dungeon of the Phantoms? How can I enter if we can't even talk to the distortion? Wait, maybe... During the LCB regular checkup back at the LCE, he said that all you have to do is read what's on that note in front of his distortion. Apparently it's some kind of code. Right, keywords. This one seems to be location type distortion, which means that regardless of where the bright flashes take us, N-Corp or the twisted caricature of S-Corp, we're still within its range. In other words, as long as I have the right keywords, I can summon an entrance to its Dungeon of the Phantoms from anywhere within it. Okay, so what are the keywords for this distortion then? Hohenheim had provided us the necessary keywords for his distortion back then, but this time, we had to figure it out on our own. First things first, one of them has to be photograph. It's obviously been present throughout the entire phenomenon. If I may, perhaps experience may be one of them. He sampled his 2 cents in, having briefly retreated from battle to the backlines. The camera is just here to show the cool mechanic. I guess, I don't know. It switches the distortion's ability, why wouldn't it trigger when it has been triggered generously? I don't know, it's just like the mechanic is fucking... Like, what's the point of it? Like, right now, in this fight, it doesn't really do anything. It's just like, okay, just deal with these goons, I guess. Oh, fine. It's not like it's anything difficult or anything like that. So it doesn't really make the battle interesting, is what I'm trying to say. Right? Still, most of the battle is happening with the big sword lady. And the projector doesn't do anything, so, like... Really, from like a combat design perspective, this like doesn't really lead to a satisfying experience, in my opinion. There's an undercurrent of obsession with experiences staying in his every trail. It must have ought in relation to what has caused his distortion. Experience, concept alone lacks substance. It must be something more grounded, something that is at once synonymous with experience, while maintaining a through line to N-Corp's technology that was the core of his obsession. Canned experience? Most likely, thinks Faust. Alright then, photograph, canned experience... Not seems to transpire as of yet. It didn't, but I could feel it. Are these the kind of photographs they used to make canned experience? So that's what that strange sensation was. Mentioning the word shook the distortion and caused that rippling effect. That was clear not enough to force open the dungeon of the Phantoms. How many other keywords could there be?
Scraps!
Sorry?
Oh, I thought we were all taking turns sharing what might have cost him to the store. And going by the way you folks were saying your piece one after another, I thought this was to be some sort of a Zen riddle.
Not a Zen riddle, no. But where'd scraps come from?
See, when enjoying the benefits of slacking off at work, all kinds of mundane deeds come to possess far more interesting qualities, sometimes even revealing secrets invisible to eyes.
Oh, focus elsewhere. I'm sorry, chat. Excuse me for that.
Take our person of interest, to wit. He has been poking around his area of town with an eye-wateringly expensive camera in tow, so conspicuously that every store owner I'd likely prodded for information had tales to tell about him.
Jesus, word swap. The switch gives you an opening to kill the goons? It would be good if having the goons was a problem at all, because like the moment you kill the goons, the boss just has like 5 slots. You can clash with almost like anything. Literally no problem in clashing. So after that, the boss becomes like substantially less interesting. Like I thought it would gain like skill slots with less goons, but apparently not. Multiple small groups of sinners versus multiple enemy groups. Oh yeah, that could be cool actually. Like, we have one team, like we have the active team of 6 sinners in one dimension, and another group of 6 sinners in another. Oh, that would be cool. Like the backup group, you know? Oh yeah. There could be something interesting in that. And then like, there could be like mechanics where one group could like give buffs to another group, you know? Or like weaken the boss on the other side. For the other group to have an easier time. Oh, that would be so awesome.
Each tale added another facet to the long saga of a once-driven man. A man with a can-do attitude, an uncanny ability to pull himself up by his own bootstraps, and a clear path towards Death's residence, who became so bewitched by photography that he eventually squandered his fortune on what was, in the end, nothing more than a pastime. And that went on until he found himself reduced to a pauper, barely making rent on a scrap heap of an apartment.
In pursuit of his ideality, the man has lost grip of fortune and reality.
I sought out his apartment and found a few scraps of his writing. When cold rain drips through the roof, when mold and tepid humidity together encroach from the earth, the mind begins to wander, lost. Eventually, madness is evoked in a form indistinguishable from drunkenness. The pauper loses himself.
A shadow darker than any I had seen on Kim's face crept beneath the shade of his eyes. Alcoholic, be like? No, I had seen that look once in the past. Though it would be more accurate to say that I had heard in his voice that echoed in his phantoms, distorted by guilt and regret. Perhaps I shouldn't be surprised by the fact that this distortion has, among the countless people here, taken a particular interest in battle-headed Kim. Slaps battle note. This bad boy can fit so many battles inside it. Chain battles be like fucking 10 waves of enemies. Basically count of 6 boss, but with 2 different sinner teams. Kinda. Oh no, like the Count of 6, I know that it's like the boss like switches in Count of 6, but it's like kind of rudimentary. Just like, yeah, the boss switches, yeah. Well, we can take this concept further. Didn't we have a fight against 2 different bosses in Count of 6? Yeah, but like make it interesting. Like make it interactable, like fucking 2 different teams of sinners, and they can interact between each other, basically, but like kind of indirectly, you know? The boss in Count of 6 could be something like that, but I don't know. It's kind of just like an hype moments and aura fight at the end of the day. Just like any end of Council boss, really. Perhaps I shouldn't be surprised. Oh, yeah, I read that. Photograph, canned experience, and scraps. Like inserting the final piece of the puzzle, the space before us momentarily warped and flashed, opening a pathway to the distortion's phantoms. Oh then. It's kind of lame in my opinion that you can just say certain words like keywords. Like I think Dante would need to like at least structure them in a sentence. But whatever, that's a nitpick. It'll be right behind you, Executive Manager. Miss Ezra, this is what I had seen then. The gateway to one's phantoms. Yeah, this is it, huh? Neat stuff. But, before she could finish, Ezra had to redirect her focus from our discussion back to the battle. Most of the sinners were caught in the same predicament. Some managed to disengage from the battle and prepare to enter the Dungeon of the Phantoms, but Honbu, Gregor, and several others were still busy, holding off the Ancorp employees. You're gonna follow us everything there if we run now, right? Probably. Even those who aren't chained to Dante like we are can travel through the pathway once it's open, so... yeah, let's not drive ourselves into an even narrow corner.
I'll keep them at bay.
Here Nad, Babu-headed Kim stepped up.
My sword arm's not what it once was, but it should be enough for this. Besides, I have little wish to set foot at some ill-omened place and be tangled in such a bizarre mess. The sigh.
Is that really what he thinks? What if we controlled the switch and it affected the boss like the butterfly past, present, future switches? It could be like the Arknight's Roomba that you can like optionally strike and force a switch. But the switch also happens like after a certain couple of turns if you don't hit the switch. It's easier to just solve it with Wild Hunt. The Count of 6 boss? Probably, yeah. What the fuck? Eh? What a terrible front. At least try to pretend to be sincere and make it easier for us to believe you. Did you think that terrible excuse was going to fly? We're trying to avoid Sword Swinger. You're not some kid trying to get out of doing his homework.
I remember hearing that entering Dungeon of the Phantoms will bring one to the spiritual phantoms of the distortion is gazing into. Then what lies within must be my very own, for what is what the abomination is gazing into.
It's decided then. You're coming with us. We ain't about to walk in blind to a place with no shite about, mate. Got us in there, yeah?
Oh, that's...
He keeps it simple. You try that too. Learn the hard way that homework, like summer reading, doesn't go away just because you don't look at it. It's still there, even as the summer break comes to an end. Ruin the last day of your vacation into an all-nighter. Aryashiki's scabbard vibrated cheerfully in agreement. Stop procrastinating. Go do your summer reading. What was it you said? Face the homework, save the GPA? Bro. Face the sin, save the ego. It is, after all, the attitude the company expects of its employees. Go, Junior. You guys do SCB. I can handle them all on my own. Yeah, she isn't even bloodied.
You will make alone stand?
Hey, who the heck do you think I am? I'll show you why team leader Moses felt safe sending me out alone with you guys. This was basically a monster of the week situation for team leader and me back in our duo days. I can handle them on my own, no problemo. I wanted to see how you guys handled the inflection point, but I guess you can never really have it all. Oh well, I guess I'll just have to trust our two Osir team newbies to handle that. Where did the A come from in the WTF? I don't know, translation, localization issues. Let's say the boss has a status effect that switches the boss when it reaches 0 and goes down by 1 at turn end. We could switch the boss ourselves before it hits 0 with a gimmick. Yeah, pretty much that. And the remaining stacks of the status effects becomes fragile. Then that would mean that switching in advance should have some kind of drawback, because then you would be constantly switching just to give fragile. So that's kind of lame. Like you gotta have a choice whether you want to wait out the count, or you want to switch instantly. Because there's already an opportunity cost of using one of your skills on the switch, right? If we do the Roomba analogy from Arknights. So there's gotta be like something that prevents you just from switching constantly and gaining the fragile. Or just, you know, the switch just happens. Either way. Oh well, guess I'll just have to... Yeah, I read that. Now that I think about it, I think I'm setting a pretty solid example as your team senior, aren't I?
I don't like this, but it seems I have no choice in the matter as long as this employee card hangs from my chest.
With a sigh, Kim shook his head and joined us, dragging his feet all the while. I shall take the vanguard. Enter. Be warned that the entrance is floating. Take a tall step over, or you may trip.
I can clearly see that thing, too. Bring me a ladder if you're really that worried, why don't you?
Oh, fuck. Have you need of one?
A mere jest. You needn't worry.
Aindu really is like a blend of tsundere, I guess. Ezra was a great free fixer back in Distortion Detective, but I think now she's a great one. It gives Clash power up and fragile. Like, to the sinners or to the enemy? I guess that's a fine trade-off, yeah. Speedrunners will still, like, switch constantly, but, you know. It's an okay trade-off. Yeah, we're just entering with this team, yeah, that's fine. Oh shit, wait, no, we're not. Fuck. Do I want to skip? Okay, we'll read this and then we switch the team, okay. That's how everyone's been living in my life. My photographs too. So this is S-Corp 2, right? It is reminiscent of my homeland, but the sights are much too hideous compared to what rests in my memories. Hideous was apt. When we emerged from the entrance of the dungeon to S-Corp streets, what greeted us was the distorted and eerie scenery I wouldn't be surprised to find in an S-Corp-themed haunted mansion. This is a place hardly fit for human habitation, far more dilapidated than once expected. Thou sayest that people inhabit these lands for truth? Really? I think it has a cool vibe. Wives my foot, I don't think I'll be able to get a wink of sleep in here.
The lives of the downtrodden were beset by 1,000 woes and tenfold more struggles, and the streets they inhabit reflect that reality. Many times I had contemplated in consternation how the folk here had even the will to live on.
The shadow that had begun to haunt Kim's face still lingered there as he looked around. If the distortion reveals the phantoms of those it gazes into, as Kim had said, perhaps this is how S-Corp is reflected in Kim's eyes.
On the days when the skies were spotless blue, and without orders from the counselor, I would scale to the roof of that choga, thatch-roofed house, and feel it rustle beneath my back as I lay upon it. I thought it to be a respite solely mine, yet in this mirror world, another has walked here before my arrival.
I joined him in looking up at the thatched roof of the choga. Beneath it,
a wicked tunnel have I passed, and now I witness myself before the one who shall strike the head from my torso.
I can't even progress because my game kept on crashing. Is the Unity thing still like haunting people? Yeah, that's me. Hey Showeno. Hello. Still stuck at Rian. The monitor broke down. Damn, that's crazy. I hope y'all fix your issues with the game or with your hardware and can continue playing this peak. Yeah. The big game. There was a figure standing tall next to the building, staring defiantly up toward the man on the straw roof.
I'm going up.
Are you home? Are you home? I asked. Yo, that's a fit. That's pretty baller. I like it.
What a strange visitor I have.
Escort bodyguard, P.
Why not call at the front gate if you come seeking the master of the house? Be not like a dog.
Dog?
Barking up the wrong tree. It's unbecoming.
A dog? Really now? Military commissioner, Sal. I can see you up there, lounging on the roof. I'm not going to speak to the door like I'm blind.
Has a spell of some sort befallen the day. To have such an odd occurrence transpired twice successive. The work of a bewitched spirit, I say.
What's so bewitching about checking in on someone?
Isn't it odd that a high and noble military commissioner of our esteemed corporation would come in person to simply check in on how a lowly mercenary fares?
He got that shit on, yeah, for real. What do you think would be a worthy trade-off in a possible multi-boss battle with switches between the bosses? I feel like... I'm actually not sure, honestly. Because, like... There should be some kind of buff and debuff as well, right? So, like, the trade-off might be... I don't know, I'll have to think about it. That's gonna, like, take a long time for me to, like, actually actualize in my head. South Korea has their own katana, yeah, like Hwando or something, yeah. Most of my Sinner's IDs are either still low, it's not that good, or can't really use most of its own passives and skills. I guess just, like... just train up, I don't know. The game is not that hard. Use, like, support IDs, use everything at your disposal. Durante is still there, you know. You can even use continuous if you're so inclined. You know me?
She certainly knows her jests. She marches forth, vested in War Strider armor, yet expects no violence. She wields a two-handed great blade like a demonic yaksha, yet harbors no hostile intent. Why, who else might she be but military commission Gyeongyop, the Principate of the famed Im family?
You're certainly in the habit of speaking in hyperbole. I'm not so noble that I deserve to be complimented with an epithet so grand as the Principate.
Not a compliment. You see, Commissioner, this is a rhetorical technique known as a backhanded compliment, in which I damn you with praise, for you are so bound by your precious principles that would you rather be unreasonable than betray them. Bro literally is a rage baiter at this point. What the fuck? I'm sorry I wasn't here, didn't want to spoil myself, I won't stay too. Okay, that's fine, that's fine. People are not, like... People are not... She has the black silence face, shut up. Xiao Tu. Yeah. Does an officer ranked second ordinant have no wit to engage in such banter? Why, am I out of line, as they say?
You two are friends, right?
This was our first meeting, so no, not at that precise moment.
I know, I'm just saying that if I were her, I wouldn't ever let myself become friends with you after such a bad first impression. Can't imagine becoming friends with someone who keeps pushing my buttons. Maybe, but people do find friendship in such personalities if they have a taste for prickliness. You've got a friend in us, don't you? Fine. You have a point. I guess I do have a habit of pushing people's buttons, too. But still, I hope you're not seriously comparing the way I talk to his sassy, gotcha-digging pun riddle.
Well, the world we live in is a vast and different one. Consider yourself lucky that you're surrounded by so many quirky characters, written by Kim Ji-hoon, the director of Project Moon. It's because of that same luck that she took the joke well, rather than respond by trying to cut off my head.
You are out of line, yes, but I knew you would be, so I won't take issue with it. Though I must admit, the rumors of your sharp tongue do you no justice. The streets speak of a man they call Kim Lib, Bamboo Rainhead. A man who once had intended to pursue the path of the brush, only to realize the sins of his forefathers and exile himself to the back streets. Yet with the sheer power of will, gritted teeth and scarred heart, did he find in the path of sword another way into the nest. as the right state councilor sworn guard at that. That's you, isn't it?
Oh, those superlatives. Yet the reality is that I've merely found the path of man butchery as a viable way of life. Direct any compliments you have toward the right state councilor, if you will. I am but a butchering blade that happened to fall into right hands.
I'm pretty sure Bamboo-Headed Kim is like a reference to a Korean poet. So, like, the backstory is accurate here. I wonder how tall is Gyeong is without her power armor. She is pretty tall. Not a compliment. Just a word on the street.
You're a quick learner. And spare me the fancy reading of my name. Watching you pretend that pompous posturing comes naturally is painful enough already. Keep it simple and spell it out as Bamboo-Headed Kim. Thank you.
Does he continue to veer away from the line?
I'd rather be a corpse cold and dead than stay in line. I'm such a rebel. Have a shred of mercy on me, Almighty One.
If I'd come all the way here just to punish you for every little misdeed and ill manners, I would have laid you out and split you in two, 3 ways before this riveting dialogue brought us this far. So, feel safe to continue traipsing around the line. But in return, would you answer a few of my questions? I've been watching you from a distance for a while now, and...
Really? Stalking someone's not very principled of you.
You sure she didn't give you a good wallop after that? Wallop? Like card from Runa? Holy shit.
No. Truly mystery, isn't it? Besides, she didn't give me free rein to continue traipsing outside the line. I couldn't in good conscience turn down such offers in kindness. Not that I ever do.
Sure have a way of words. A way of finding your way under the listener's skin, huh? Perhaps... I love the sprite of Esau, and it's like very happy. Perhaps, yet are such japes not to be expected among fellowships of close mutual bond. His OG fit doesn't have a bamboo hat. I mean, it's like a saying, I guess, I don't know. Man fights with his legal as his full title. They don't look like friends yet, though. So, care to tell us why she's been watching you?
I was engaged in the age-old pastime of throwing rocks.
Oh, you speak of the name of Sukshan.
Save them for the festivities of Dana. I was throwing rocks at the passers-by. Bro, what the fuck?
Oh my god, Kim, you can't be for real. Oh, his aura gone, reduced to ash.
Be on thee, that is a wrong deed, good sir. I suppose it is. People of Pio and Sal in particular found it to be distasteful.
Bone and flesh. Oh, okay.
And they did not let their discontent be hidden. But the P and the downtrodden cheered me on to a degree. They found it cathartic. Huh, curious. Then is it a right deed, or a deed not right?
Yeah, so, what is it that thou art describing? It is a well-known truth that S-Corp is also known by its other name, Salpipio Agro-Industries, a wind specializing in the general agriculture and livestock industry of the city. The vastness and the depth of its responsibilities have necessitated such divisions of labor. Thus, District 19 is split into 3 court circles responsible for different aspects of the industry. Sal, P, and Pio, each meaning flesh, blood, and bone, respectively. Bro is claiming those C to heal their Pio? I don't know. Came to say that Dante's Inferno saw to speak, and I hope that I'm Gyon Opus playable soon. Smile. Thank you. In the Bogak, mayhaps he's gonna be playable. Sal, responsible for the cultivation of rice and other grains. Pio, responsible for meat and livestock. And P, in charge of the technological aspects of both. As a scientist and a researcher who once told at S-Corp, he must have felt the persecution that P faced firsthand. It is believed that the Trinity was designed for balance, that they would provide assistance when requested and keep one another in check when needed. There was once a promise of cultivating a fair and sustainable S-Corp. Alas, the noble intentions of yesteryear now lie sullied. The Trinity now degraded to three quarreling bands of profiteers blinded by avarice, relying not on honor but betrayal and perfidy to claim the top of the triangle. An adherent of the flesh claims the position of the chief state councillor and monopolizes rights as the common folk starve. An adherent of the bone, once a right state councillor, odies to Saul and rises to the seat of the left state councillor. When such shameless conspiracy permits not the common folk to even till the land as they please, anguished cries of suffering flood the streets. Thus the common folk are reduced to livestock bleeding out, hanging from a hook, while bone and flesh collude like that of the emaciated dead.
Who shall claim the severance of flesh and bone, and force both...
Whatever, bro. Whatever. Merceau Bad End ID gets released. Imagine Bad End Merceau is just gonna be like him with a gun. That'd be kind of aura, I think. Kuntroid, what the fuck? Who shall claim the severance, flesh and bone, and force them both to yield?
And after her poem when walking the streets of S-Corp.
Aha.
And the people whom thou have targeted with thy rocks were? They weren't people. Rats.
Rats?
Oh yes, the councillor finds rats detestable. Much better to stop them from a distance if you want to crush them.
By any chance, do these rats have a habit of sneaking into the royal court to better pilfer what the common folk rightfully deserve?
They certainly suffer from a severe case of kleptomania.
So you purposefully threw a rock at his feet to trip him to the ground, knowing that he was a kleptocrat?
Well, I simply could not help but react, as such as in the presence of scurrying rats. Is there aught you find funny? Speak if you do. I could use a good laugh about now.
Just heartily expressing my gratitude, that is all. Those whose corruption is revealed ought to readily receive their scarlet aura bonds. The galled or scamper away with their expensive prosthetics. My men were having some trouble apprehending them, until now.
Well, if that's your intent, you're invited to leave a token of gratitude somewhere in the vicinity. Perhaps I'll happen to pick it up. Wouldn't want to get thrown in the dungeons teeming with real vermin.
Oh, I was going to do just that. So, when will you stop being a sword and be human again?
What?
When do you clock out? The way I see it, you're not the kind of person who will let a drop of liquor get to his tongue while on duty for the right state councillor. Return to this choga when you're human again. I'll buy you a drink as thanks. She's cute. Yeah. He was stoning jackasses. Yeah, I figured. She reminds me of like Nelly plus Rufo, in some sense. Like she has like a face of Nelly, and I guess complexion of Rufo because Rufo is also tall as fuck.
Ha! She's a funny one,
Enter. Then this fellow you had often mentioned fondly was.
Correct. Haven't I mentioned her a few times as a drinking fellow I had left behind at S-Corp? I must say, I myself found that relationship most intriguing. The military commissioner of the Saul faction would fraternize with a bodyguard of the right state councillor, who was of the P faction.
Still, I knew not that the fellow was none other than the military commissioner of S-Corp. Ainu's eyes had gone wide in shock, her voice rising unconsciously. It is news to me that you have had ties to a second ordinant official, military officer with command over high-ranking employees of the wing at that.
Well, I was in the service of the right state councillor, who's a first ordinant, you know.
Bro got exiled from his homeland where had King Yop has a friend. That would be miserable too. Yeah, true. Wasn't like a close friend like that. Being exiled, like that got hurt, yeah. How Intervallo, I like John Kim as a goofball. Hello, I want Lunacy 667. Bud has no idea and accidentally risked the tomboy, bro.
Yet you would like to know why, with such a powerful friend by my side, have ended up in exile from Escort.
Yes, your silence over matters of such great import is why I have come to introduce you to others as a reticent one, Mentor. We had made the Blade lineage our home. For Escort availed no home for us but the lineage. But you, Mentor.
I would rather show than tell. Let us proceed, shall we? This enchanted place seems intent on unearthing all of my past, both savory and unsavory. All shall be revealed in due time.
Kim looked around, a twinge of loneliness in his eyes, before moving on. He followed without a word. Like right now, I'm catching myself thinking that this is what the Blade Lineage Intervallo should have been, pretty much. Since, well, it is like a continuation of the Blade Lineage Intervallo, but still, like, you know. The Yield My Flesh to Claim Their Bones Intervallo by itself is like, for me, it's like bottom 3 in terms of every Intervallo. Like, it's okay. This Intervallo, however, is very high quality. We emerged into a dark and muggy cavern, filled with air so stale it almost felt stifling. Up ahead, a thin ray of light shone through the darkness, seemingly guiding our path. Following the light led us to a 4-way fork in the road. A constant powerful gust howled through one of the paths. Another was filled with a metallic tang. The smell of blood. Tange? Then there was a path that was entirely silent, and the last one echoed with the harsh noise of sword striking against sword. Which path do we choose? Wind, blood, silent, clashing swords. I feel like clashing swords. I quite dislike bamboo-headed Kirk, bro. You don't say that. Don't say that. Continuation of extra lore. Yeah, pretty much. We didn't know him then. We finally know him now enough for the full context and significant face in it. He's pretty much a different character at this point. Kim lost his aura but became an actual character. Yeah, I suppose. He lost his mystique and aura, but I guess he's now a character. But yeah. Like, I think he was, like, enough of a character, like, already. Just because he had, like, crushing regrets of killing... Because we had Blade Lineage Merceau as an update story to give us insight into Kim. And he had, like, his whole, like, distortion deal of why he distorted and, you know... It's like... It all gave texture to his character. He wasn't, like, super deep or anything, but, you know, he was a character still. And people liked him. And he had aura. Now, he has no aura, but he got a lot more characterization. That is true. Question swords. Just how many people are fighting up there? We must proceed with caution, Executive Manager. There may be a battle underway. The sinners all looked disconcerted at the strident noise of metal against metal. It was an unmistakable sound of battle. We stood ready in troubled silence as the sounds of war only grew louder and louder, until they came to a sudden silent stop. A pedestal made of stacked stones appeared before us, though none of us knew how long it had been there. Is it the ego gift that multiplies poise gain? Atop it was a red accessory, the kind one would hang at the bottom of the hilt. Okay, so we get red tassel, and that's it. Well, cool, I guess. That's nice. I forgot to replace this Merceau with a better Merceau. Well, unfortunately, we have to forfeit.
오늘은 최대 위험으로 간.
Oh, speaking of, yeah, this is a good time to actually do some pulls. Gamba. Oh my god, I love Gamba. I like the character over the aura. Again, people like the aura, not the character. I like him like this more than before. Because honestly, I was chatting with some people and realized I treat things too much like the real Kim. Okay, that's like, yeah, understandable. I think that the loss kind of is equal here. Like, okay, he became more of a character, right? He like resonates with people with his like experience. But at the same time, we lose like the mystique of the character, you know? Because it's pretty much like a different person at this point. Like, he still got that like philosophical edge to him, right? But like he's now like literally Gintoki. He's literally Gintoki. Anyway, Gamba. Nothing. I believe the way they've done it is a bit of a character assassination. I mean, yeah, they assassinated and made a new character, pretty much. Yeah, that's what happened. But okay, it's not okay. It's not character assassination per se. Okay. Oh no, it kind of is if you factor in Labruna. They have an excuse of him like being like this serious when speaking to strangers. Even though he's speaking just fine when he's like buying bread. And he's like a stranger to that bread woman, so like, I don't know. Is he really carrying himself like the he's still a jokester when he's talking with the fucking one of the big shots of Escort, pretty much, right? So it's not this excuse is kind of piss poor. It wasn't survival mode. Is it character execution? It kind of is, now that you think about it. Nah, I think survival mode is cope, honestly. I think it's cope. It's not like it's bad that his character got changed. Like, I think it's like a net positive. Like, if you like objectively think about it. But for me, it's like, it's kind of equal for me. Like, I would have it either way. I would have either old Kim or new Kim. I wouldn't really care, to be honest. Yeah, Red Tassel. Red Tassel is good. Yeah. Something like that, right? And get you as well. Yeah, that's fine. No more Blade Lynch. We need another Kim Intervallo. Okay, these are new enemies. Resentful Blade Lynch Salsa. Okay, makes sense. Oh, they're minus coins as well. They're just gonna win the first turns, unfortunately. This is like whatever. Clash Woos gain 3 poise, so they still gain more poise. Base power minus 13. Do not stagger. Consume all poise. And that's it. Okay. Passives. If the unit is defeated, apply 5 poise and plus 2 poise count on all Blade Lineage allies at the next turn start. At 20 plus poise points, they equip Slash series. So, yeah, they're a cool skill. At 1 poise count, lose 10 HP instead of losing poise count. Deal plus missing HP percentage on self-damage on critical hit using base skills. Okay, I guess they're pack a punch. When gaining poise bonus using this unit's own skills and coin effects, apply 1 poise on an ally. If bamboo-headed Kim is on the field, gain 1 slash damage up and +2 bleed count. Oh, that's interesting. Also, we get Kim. Brand, no. The fuck does that mean? Level 81. I see. Okay. My god, he's like hiding his power level. Holy shit. The new character at his lowest, not at a stable point. No, LOR Kim is literally just regular Kim. Survival mode is not an excuse here. Like it's not stated that he behaves differently under pressure. He just behaves differently when talking with people who he doesn't know. And that's not true based on the flashback. Nerf to level 60. Yeah, makes sense. But we're talking about the Bogak now. Is he technically stronger than half the Nurse Spotters? I guess it's true that he would just solo the entire House of Spiders, huh? Okay. Yield my flesh. Where is the skill slot that has the highest max power? Until this skill ends, take -2% damage from attacks for every poison self. Minimum -80%. Clash power -1 for every poison self. Minimum -30. Okay. Used to clean our bones. Cannot use the Yield of my flesh until next turn. Slash resist down is kind of crazy. Okay. Okay, it's here. Overthrow. Gain Giga Poise. Gain Giga Poise. Jesus Christ, this Overthrow is kind of crazy. Like, what the fuck is this? This is even a clashable counter. Yeah, this is insane. This is like better than his skill 2. Attack weight +3. Coin power +1. More attack weight. just add coin power, because why not? If we Giga Bleed. Yeah, okay. Bro is strong, but not like collar tier strong, you know? Also, this is a unfocused encounter as well, so literally, who cares, right? Lose the clash, it's fine. I just want you to get some stuff. That's fine. This brand stuff explains what he was on Urban Nightmare level in Ruin. I guess, yeah. I suppose it's a similar thing with Ryoshi, because Ryoshi is much more skilled than most of the Sinners. But the contract depowers her. And that's, I guess that's a similar thing, like he's very skilled and he can like do shit, but the brand nerfs him. That's fine, yeah. Didn't we get Pride? That's weird. Okay, whatever. Like this, I guess. It's fine. Yeah, okay. Doesn't explain it because it's never said that the brand weakens right and he's still brand new. Yeah. We know nothing of the brand. There was no mention of the brand, so it might as well have been there during the Library of Runa. So I don't know. Like I don't see anything that would suggest that he didn't have the brand during LOR. Right. Me when I'm acupuncturing. Then I gotta fucking yield my yield flash, which is unfortunate. Low key. You get attack weight, so I think it's better to rent space here. The brand simply did not exist conceptually, let's be real. It's a retcon. It's a retcon. It's also an explanation for why we could even contest with Kim. Both in Limbus and LR. Yeah, whatever. Who cares, bro? Who cares? Aura? Nah, it's just literally two kind of bones. Okay, even Marcel has more aura when doing that attack. Excuse me. Excuse me, sir. As we were slowly looking around the streets of S-Corp, a youth, after fidgeting and hesitating for a moment, walked up to us and asked for help. The youth explained that, wishing to better his own status, he took the royal examination, akin to a public employment policy in S-Corp, and was able to attain a high grade for himself. That was where his problems began. As far as he knew, people who passed the exam with flying colors, like himself, had their travel expenses paid for the homeward trip and were to be granted a guide. But there must have been a misunderstanding of something, because when he left the exam grounds, no one was there to escort him. Confused by the unexpected turn of events, he wandered away from the exam grounds in search of his escort, lost his bearings, and found himself in these allies. You're not very smart, are you? He's asking if we could help him with directions. What should we do? Sure, let me ask my group. Blade lineage modifier. Hell yeah. Marcel opened his mouth to begin, stopped, then turned around to where bamboo-headed Kim and Aindu were. I'm not so well versed in the geography of this area. Perhaps Mentor would know better.
Come on!
Kim let out an audibly disconcerted sigh and then walked up to the youth to give him directions.
Take off that royal celebratory flower crown. You don't want people to know you've passed the exam.
But why would...
It's for a good reason. Just do as they say and you'll thank me one day.
The youth stared back at him in puzzlement before seemingly deciding that giving proper gratitude for Kim's assistance took precedence. He handed us what appeared to be a small ceramic-ware vessel. Might this be a water dropper for brush calligraphy? You may have no practical need for this, for I see none of you are much acquainted with the art of grinding ink against inkstone. I impart this gift to you in hopes that this dropper may form a small flow in your rivers of life. It would have been made for a rather moving moment had it not been for the exaggerated scoff Kim gave. The youth hurried on his path without minding the sudden discourtesy. Aindu later asked Kim what had spurred his sudden outburst, but he did not give her a reply. He sat choosing silence behind pursed lips. Cool. Yeah. That's cool. Damage up protection. Do haste next turn when the speed is faster. Okay, now we have to have Ishmael as first, like this. So that's cool. Also, yeah, she's dead, right? I forgot. I killed her. Here we go. I wonder if we get to meet Jikan. My bet is that the Low Progress is gonna have Jikan. You know, it's a little bit of a far-fetched thing to say, but I really hope that Jikan appears. Yeah, do it like this, I guess. You do have string severance. Or do you get one, like... No, you just get it. That's good. Yeah, just kill everyone now.
그려낸다.
Killing Otas for the love of the game, my god. I don't fuck with the Meadows playstyle, to be real. I don't really care for the Envy resonance stuff. I would rather play Charge, because Charge is my favorite team. So, you know, playing Blade Lineage here is thematic. I would have done this with a Charge team. But, you know, gotta get that bonus currency. You know? What do you think of getting this swap? Jikon? Oh, bro got staggered. Jikon and maybe... Second ID could be Eugen, like, for all intents and purposes. Since Eugen will be Poison Bleed as well. So might as well just, like, give boys everything, am I right? And Jikon could be like Bleed to Rupture or something. But other than Eugen, since Eugen is kind of cope, I really hope for Yai. Yai from Leaflet Workshop. Yai. We really need some lore on workshops in general. I'd really appreciate that. And just kill him now. This Valp is Nemo. Okay, goodbye, Greaves Solemner. To me, Limbus only those names are the equivalent of nonsense. Damn, okay. Listen to my song, by the way. My song, Dante's Inferno, is featured on Spotify. Please listen to it. It's not on Spotify. It's such a pain for me to actually... Oh, damn. He has, like, modified clashes. But, it's such a pain to actually use Spotify in my country. Like, that's kind of fucked up. Kane Office, my god. Main invitations, by the way. Which one? Jikon is not a main invitation. It's a general reception. Yeah is also a general reception, but Eugen is a main one, yeah. Like, Eugen is one of the more popular Runa characters, so even a LARPer should know who Eugen is. I catch a glimpse of a figure staring off into the darkness of the unlit prison. Ah. Level-headed Kim lets out a sigh, but before he even fully exhales, who goes there? Sharp cry cuts through the stagnant air. Someone here must have noticed us. What should we do? Sure. At least put a little effort into your lies, huh? Clearly pretend to be prison guards the way we are was a lie too easily disproven. We took our heels as the woman, red with anger, came after us with her sword unsheathed. Oh, okay. But that's cool, I guess. I don't know.
이런 임무는 뱀 중에서도 내가 제일이지.
No, it can be. My life is, the experiences, the memories I had recorded are different.
Alas.
Kim came to a stop with a grim look on his face.
Again, I'm returned to this day.
His voice had dropped to the same morose pitch we had heard before. Enter. I have been here before.
I'll have you. Had a peek into my memories when I had distorted, did you? Haha. I must say, it's a bit embarrassing to have my deepest and darkest secrets revealed like that.
Kim grinned sheepishly as though to clear the air, but it was becoming rather clear to me what he was doing. His flippant demeanor and seemingly devil-may-care attitude were but a mask to hide the true darkness in his heart. And then this must be...
Indeed, the right state counselor's estate. Someone who I had once protected, but was worth protecting.
Kim pushed open the main gates and made his way into the front yard.
What shall I do? Take a step over, or you might trip.
There were bodies spread about the yard, and I couldn't dare start counting them. I felt faint watching the aftermath of the carnage. Some were decapitated, Some had their torsos split diagonally. Some of them were so mangled that I could hardly even tell which parts belonged to who. Are they not retainers of the royal court? What were they doing at the councilors? No. Were they killed by assassins?
Assassins did infiltrate the estate, yes. You're looking at what remains of them.
Though I had but a moment to glimpse it, I clearly remembered what the S-Corp logo I saw in Kim's Phantoms looked like. Hats these corpses are, or were wearing, are adorned with the same logo. So why is bamboo-headed Kim calling them assassins?
In this corrupt land, the right state councilor's life was always as precarious as a candlelight in the tempest. Such is the fate of all those who have the guts to speak the truth in S-Corp. Their positions of influence are hoarded by corrupt sycophants whose chokehold on power is ironclad.
So it is part 2 reference?
The most prominent among them, the left state councilor, with the chief state councilor's blessing, sought to wield his own private army to silence forever the tongues of those who would advocate against the corrupt.
The Volp is main invitations. No. No, it's not. What are you talking about? I can't with his voice. Devil Trigger. Private army. But they're prohibited. Like, I do got her, like, fucking devil arms. Or devil fucking... what Nero gets when he gets his arms cut off in DMC4? Like a devil breakers, right? I think they're called devil breakers. So yeah, this is all just a huge Devil May Cry reference. So they're kind of like how the great houses of Pitchcorp each had their own armies. That is similar to what is happening, but not exactly. If S-Corp's circumstances were to be explained in plainer terms, it would be akin to a situation in which a company, whose employees outwardly appear to be all working for the same side, is in fact fractured within, with certain departments pledging allegiance to a different individual than the chief executive.
What assassins there had been in the past at least wore masks to hide their allegiance. I had thought this no different, though with assassins significantly less invested in maintaining their disguises. Not realizing that I had just placed my stone inside the target's maw. Gasp.
Looking around at the yard teeming with the assassins, I recall thinking it odd just how many of them they had seen and sent. I guess it's him talking to himself? Whatever, I'm not gonna voice that shit. Not gonna voice it in that voice, you know? Anyway. How would distortion-based prosthetics even work? Ain't distortions just light bullshit? Okay, that's a funny way to put it. I mean, kinda, but like they're still like physical things. So like, it's distortion-based technology. You don't gotta question shit, okay? Technology in this setting is like akin to magic at this point. Though the left state councilor's power had grown to loom over that of the king, I should have realized how ridiculous such a brazen attempt on the life of one of the triumvirate councilors at the royal court would have been. Foolish.
I can't. I have failed you, counselor.
There were simply too many of them, as though they had decided that tonight was the night they would finally slay the councilor, or die trying. I was soon overwhelmed, and some of them eventually managed to get around me and reach the councilor's bedchamber. The moment I heard them breach the door, all strength left me, and I fell to my knees.
I, Kim Lib, am a poor excuse of a bodyguard, and I have failed you.
And I knew who the author of the foul scheme was, the left state councilor. Let this be my final act of loyalty ere I depart this life.
Though I'm too meager a person to carry on your will, counselor, what I can do is plant the seeds of terror in the hearts of the unjust, if only to shackle their blackest hearts from committing greater misdeeds.
I shall go before the villain who contrived this betrayal and see that the favor is repaid with steel. Only by such vengeance shall the councilor at last close his eyes in his grave. Or so I had thought.
What?
Greetings, honored bodyguard of the right councilor. I see that you've been hard at work.
Cursed parasite! I had to flay you alive and reveal the wretched soul underneath. Some gal you have to show your face here.
Oh, here? You mean the home of the Honorable Right State Councilor who toils day and night in service of the royal court?
I know the assassins were sent by the left state councilor. Get out of my way. I shall collect your head once my task here is over.
Alas, alas, this unsightly display of anger shames us all. Are all those who live by the sword as uncouth as you? The cruelty of your damning words is an oppression upon the decent men like myself.
Let's see how long you can.
Heed me, soldiers. Arrest that mad butcher.
What?
The accused shall heed his crimes. 1 moon ago, an anonymous letter threatening to take the life of the revered Right State Councilor arrived at the royal court. This audacious, contemptuous effrontery is an affront. Isn't that like a whatever? Effrontery is an affront only to not only to the royal court, but to the heavens and men alike. Black silence mask. Come on, shut up. The revered left state councilor, who has long been in disagreement with the right state councilor on matters of the state, found this offense to be so heinous that he has personally commanded his men to protect his political enemy on the day writ on the letter.
Huh?
Yet a tragedy has struck. All those lives sent to protect the noble councilor are slain, and the bravery and justice of their honorable hearts trampled upon the ground by the civilian. And now the villain promises death to yet another pillar of the royal court. Thus we are, perforce, to arrest the criminal and restore the rule of law.
You spout senseless dribble! I saw your men make their way into the councilor's bait chamber with their blades drawn.
The councilor? Might you be looking for the right state councilor here, alive and well? Right state councilor, P-circle.
My lord.
The vile wretch leaned down next to my ear and whispered, Perhaps you should have known where not to stick your nose. Did you really think you could overcome the entire private army in the left state councilor's service?
He sent so many of his men to their deaths just to lure me into a trap. Why?
Now don't take this as a compliment, as you're not even the apex blade of the homeland, nor are you the Ungium, the cloud blade. But you have been a rather egregious obstacle to the execution of my plans. Couldn't get through with the first thing in my plan, with you constantly getting in my way. Let's keep you nicely locked up and out of trouble. Yeah, so him being a goofball just essentially exiled him from... made him an exile from S-Corp. Because of the schemes of the councilors.
This can't be.
For what it's worth, young man, I'm sorry. Come to realize the error of my ways. Truth is, the S-Corp is indeed a pond of turbid water. It was those like us who had stirred the dirt from its bed and turned it cloudy. Here in the worst, we arrived to protect the revered Right State Councilor. 1,000 curses upon the villain. In his quest for the Right State Councilor's life, the butcherous man has already watered the ground with S-Corp's laborers, the very lifeblood that runs in the veins of this most serene wing. And that charcoal-hearted villain is none other than the Councilor's sworn guard, Kim Lib. Heed us, old villain.
Hanhobe!
And let the aura bonds take you. Yeah, that's kind of aura. That like final sprite of his. Having the sensei. That was aura, yeah. Jesus. You've fallen far, my friend. You who were once considered a candidate to the horror of Ungiam honor. If that brand of a noba is sapping your strength, even your mastery of the blade will only though.
Are you to be my executioner, young up?
I hadn't received the orders to behead you, if that is what you're asking. Nor would it befit someone of my station to sully my hands with an executioner's duty. How will you live on now?
I don't know. Counselor has abandoned me. There's no path forward. Salpipure Agro-Industries is more corrupt than I had thought. Rotted to the core. This is where the game ends. Time to resign my stone.
Indeed it is.
Why? Or you freed me?
Once a game had been lost, you start anew and test other gambits in the next round. Why don't you stop playing this unfair game where the opponent always starts with stones placed on all 9 star points on the board, and find a place where you can begin anew in equal standing?
As soon as they realize it was you who freed me, they'll come after you.
It's okay. Unlike someone who made a fool of himself and fled after passing the royal examinations, I have the royal court's backing as its military commissioner. Oh, okay, I see how it is. My position in the court isn't so fickle that they would cast me down right away just because I let go of someone like you. You're a branded criminal. In the eyes of the royal court, you're as good as inconsequential. I report that even if you were to flee, you would still be nothing more than a plaything in the palm of their hands.
I didn't think you were the kind to go against your honorable principles.
Some things can't be done without bending a rule or two. You are needed. Escort's future is in need of those who are less bound by expectations, like yourself. Besides, it's not the rules I stand by, it's my own principles. I did say I owe you a token of gratitude, didn't I? Consider this as settlement of that. Gratitude and vengeance, after all, share a common quality. They are both debts to be repaid.
Young up. Come with me. There's no hope left for Escort. You said it yourself, didn't you? We'll never win as long as we're playing their rigged game.
Listen, they might have a 9-stone advantage over you, but to me, it's the smallest free. I'll manage and keep my finger on the pulse. Besides, change doesn't always have to come from the outside. The old wisdom says that to catch a tiger, you must enter its den. But wouldn't it help to have an ally waiting in the tiger's den to back you up when the time comes? There, all done. Your bonds are severed. Go now. Go and build your strength beyond the walls of S-Corp. Yet beware of relying overmuch on foreign powers.
I don't have it in me to take up such a grand purpose. I'm done with Escort.
You know how I am. I just go with the flow. I'm on the fucking flow again, bruh. Do we ever get context for the blue eye glow? Aura? Yeah, that is true. Yes. Do as you will, go with the flow, be whatever you want to be. But I'm just hoping that the currents of the river will someday bring you back to Escort. That's all.
Though I had left the rigged game, my records afterward weren't stellar. The lane of the stones on my board was always full of holes and mistakes. I joined the Blaine lineage, became their mentor, dragged them into the library, until eventually I cut down those who had placed their faith in me. Self-defeating move after self-defeating move. But Young Op had let me go. I thought I had escaped the tiger's maw. But as I let the game progress with the flow, I soon came to the realization that my life was an endless sequence of connect and dies. I was in a losing game from the start.
Shadows dancing by the distant humanoid form begin to grow like wildfire. Those in the attire of the Blade lineage, one by one, leap over the wall and approach us, like the projections of Kim's darkening phantoms. They're from his memories. Films and photographs can sometimes remain undoctored, but the impressions a person gets from viewing the photograph is malleable. Then they must be after... Yeah, Kim believes that if the Blade lineage were to come back to life, they would want to kill him. Yeah. That's... yeah, the Intervallo is pretty good, yeah. That's true. There's still Chunakins, though. Chunies. Against them, for some reason, it's focused encounter. Even though it's not all that. Yeah, okay, we can do that. Other stuff is fine, right? Like, whatever. Yeah, okay. Came as Verg if Verg had the Sanzai and was from the S-Corp, yeah. True. I mean, Verg does have red eyes. So, you know. The freaking flow, Jesus. It's like the fate or some shit, right? At that point. I mean, it's literally kind of just, like, outright said that the flow is fate, pretty much. Like, Counter 9 pretty much confirmed it. Kim is Verg if he had way more chill. I guess, yeah. I'm curious, what level is, Because, like, bro is 81, like, he was 81, I guess, during his, bodyguard days. Or he became stronger during his stay in Blade Lineage, despite the brand. So, like, what level is Vespa? Vespa is like 85, so he's like pretty close to color level at this point, if he didn't have the brand. Like, this is like a giga strong ally, all things considered. But then again, I am level scaling at this point, so, you know, whatever I'm saying doesn't really hold much water. Just like go after this guy, I guess. I don't know. Low key do a triple slash, yeah. To be fair, Vesper is a virgin. No, he's like, what do you mean virgin? How do you become a not virgin color fixer? What does that even mean? Prime Kali versus Prime Bamboo Headed Kim. Like Kim to Kali is like Mio to Kali, pretty much. Like that's the difference we're talking about. Take up color fixer missions? Which ones? Like the one where fucking Vermilion Cross fucking died? That's that kind of fixer mission? It's like, yeah, kill Argalia, I guess. I don't know. Or kill the pianist. Someone carrying a sword on his belt and a sack on his shoulder leaped into a haystack near us. A few moments later, a small squad of Chinikans, torches in hand, rushed in from the same direction the man had come from. We saw a criminal who has coveted the kingdom's properties flee in this direction. Speak up if you have seen the wench. The Chinikans began walking up to the civilians and questioning them about the criminal's whereabouts. Despite all having seen the man jump into the haystack, all of them shake their heads and refuse to give up the criminal. Are they hiding him for some reason? Soon the Chinikans, having made their way through the crowd, approached us as well. Just like point them to the wrong direction, I guess. Yeah. So he went that way, huh? Appreciate the assistance. As a group of Chinikans headed toward the direction I pointed them towards, That was Merceau who pointed, no? The man crawled out of the haystack. Seeing that the Chinikans had gone, some of the civilians walked up to the man and gave their thanks. Good work, you. Can't have those wild Chinikan take an humble thief like you away, a thief of the people. They're wretches, I say, wretches, all fed while we all starve. I bet they'll bleed rice if you got them. We returned their gratitude with a polite bow, then approached us. You have my thanks. I did not expect to be shielded by outsiders such as yourself, but this is a welcome surprise. Who am I, you ask? Well, I have no name to give you, but it seems that the common folk have taken to calling the like-minded the Blade lineage. I'm only stealing the sacks of rice the corrupt officials have stolen, and returning them to where they belong, just as mentored bamboo-headed Kim had once done. Ahem. Kim squeaked out a small embarrassed cough. I've lingered here too long. They're already on my trail again. It's about time I saw myself off. I don't know, man. Take this. Take these. It's not much, but it should be quite filling for those on the road like yourselves. Graduate and vengeance, after all, share a common quality. With that, he withdrew into the shadows. And everyone heals. Okay. Well, that's cool. That's cool. What does YMF mean? Like, I'm trying to decipher that mask, and I have no idea what you mean. Like, you motherfucker? I don't know. Nice one-sided guard, by the way. Yeah, that's fine. There's no need to pop ego here. Yield my flesh. Oh yeah, true. Oh yeah, I'm stupid. I'm stupid. I'm stupid. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The streamer is a LARPer, after all. I guess. Like, I mean, the great split fucking will just like split Kim in two. It won't stagger him, but it will take away all of his HP. Okay, imagine that the die-destroying properties of Great Split may even weaker the counter somehow. Like maybe, I don't know. Just like whatever. We need Sinclair here. We already have Sinclair? What are you talking about? Alright, for the... Jesus. I think my brain is not working properly today. Well, as usual, honestly. As per usual. Sinclair the translator. That is what I realized, yes. There are sometimes times, yes, where like someone says something very simple, something that any other person would understand, like just like that, and I just don't get it. And it happens pretty often. Like, it actually kind of interferes with my work sometimes, like, whatever I do. When I'm just, like, given instructions, and I'm kind of, it just kind of implied what I should do, but I kind of don't get it. So I'm like, yo, but can you, like, explain to me what I should do? And people are like, bro, please. So our fights so far? Alright. Finally.
Like a prey, backed against the cliff's edge, I'm left bereft of paths. My hand hesitates with no room to place the stone. This judgment's burgeon when contemplations harrow the mind indeed.
All that remains is to neutralize that one enemy combatant in the yard. Tell me, who's waiting for us in there? You should know. This place and its enemies are projections of your memories.
Not the hardest guess to make, is it? I expect to find Im Gyung-op in there. Gyung-op was a woman of loyalty and principles. Even as a military commissioner, she never stopped wanting to change the way the royal court was. But even she must have broken in the end. I scoured the newspapers and TV for anything I could find on the current state of S-Corp, but it was plain as day that nothing had changed there since my departure.
Mentor. Is that not by a baseless accusation, a speculation? Your concerns grow uncontrollably. Never have you spoken to us about such a monstrous one in the past. Thus what lies before you is but a figment of the distortion reflecting upon your memories. It is him Gyeongyop appears that monster does, Mentor?
No. Gyeongyop wasn't like that. Gyeongyop. I still believe that South Pipio Agro Industries deserves to die. But destruction's not the point. The point is that I want it to be a place where I can cut away the avaricious corrupted and have it be a wing that cares for its common folk.
If I didn't know better, I would have thought you were seeking to supplant the current S-Corp.
You know that's not what I'm talking about. I'm just a wanderer, going down the river's flow to where the currents take him. When the river bent and I hit a wall, someone picked me up and made a blade out of me. Once abandoned, I returned to the flow and found myself a mentor to those who afforded me the undeserved faith.
Someone picked me up and made a blade out of me. Huh. Who might that be?
And the river continues to wind, carrying me back to S-Corp whence I had fled. Shall I let the blade sing my inner thoughts?
0.2 GPA duo. You think I'm satisfied with the way S-Corp is? Your method, as it is now, goes against the principles. I expect better from someone of your wiles.
If you enjoy those principles so much, then why ask me to leave the game?
Because someone has to stay behind and try to bring change within the limits of their principles. I only hope that one of those bends in that rivers of yours would hold you back to knock on the gates of S-Corp once it was primed for change.
Has that changed?
What do you think? You at least seem to think that I have. Because you believe that I shall stand in your path.
Stand in my path.
Stem the flow of this river evermore.
Aw, shit.
Very well. The law states that denial of the will of the royal court is a crime deserving of death by beheading. I am Gyeon-up, second ordinance of the South Pipio Agro Industries, official of the sword, and military commissioner of the royal court, shall uphold the command and sever the buds of rebellion before they propagate. Damn, bro. Hello. Damn, your head's so tiny. I guess you have the same gimmick? Like, I just assumed that, I guess. Gain or lose 2 swordplay of the homeland stack based on battle form of the homeland on self. To just passively gains or loses that, okay. In a turn where this unit equipped envy skills, this unit will not be affected by swordplay of the homeland stack adjustment effects, and will reset stack to 5. Okay. This is the same. Okay, the 3 court circles of Sal P and Pio each remain the standard Dujian Brigandine of S-Corp to form suited to their own doctrines. The olden tales say that the Sal has ever been the first to spearhead the slaughter, eager to cleave the enemy's flesh before any other. The P harvests the blood that spills forth from each open flesh wound and turns it into endurance on the battlefield. The Pio takes the close of a slaughter. They part one joint from the other, bringing the enemy to their knees. Then a blade for the neck bone finishes the collective act of killing. Okay. Every 3 turns, this is the same. At min or max, use a powerful skill. If this unit used Bow of the Homeland are loose in the last turn, use a powerful skill regardless. 55% HP, use a powerful skill regardless. The Sword of the Homeland passed down in the Cell Court Circle is not, at its heart, an art of killing. To cut and cut again until blood runs dry and the bone is laid bare, that is the essence of this art that strips the opponent's flesh into ribbons. That is the Sword of the Homeland practiced by Sal. This is the same. Same.
The splash I can't claim.
Deal and take plus 20% damage on critical hit against and from Bamboo-Headed Kim. Right. So the main thing I need to worry about is that she loses or gains stacks just passively. So now she's gaining stacks. Right. Do you have anything new? Fugitive, yeah, that makes sense. Swordblade of Homeland, gain poise, apply on all Sinner assistant units. Gain next turn. In this encounter, when this unit takes damage that brings its HP down to 0, nullify. At 30 plus potency, fix this unit's speed to 20 and equip Yield My Flesh. Lose this encounter if this unit is killed. Okay. Do you have anything new? Guess not. Yeah, alright. Need to say this Intervallo introducing the concept of samurai power armor is fucking awesome. Yeah, that is true. The reflectual boss looks good. Rabies, hello. Sinking seems to fuck this boss up, especially when she starts to use multi-coins. Yeah, makes sense. Didn't she have like a... Yeah, like she's supposed to have like an anti-sinking measure here. So like... But that still like doesn't do anything because she barely deals any damage, to be honest. Okay, so she gains, and Clash starts, she loses. And then she gains. Okay, so she's gonna have 6 if we... No, wait. 7... She's gonna have 4 if we ignore this, which we can. And she gains advantage higher stacks, so it doesn't matter. Alright. The music is banging, as always. This is fine. You immediately use your ego. I guess you target this, yeah, sure. You target this, it's fine. Yeah, something like that, right? Okay, I guess I can just ignore. Okay, you rolled speed like fucking trash. Flank thrust first we can de-equip. Is there a point in equipping a defense skill anywhere here? I guess not. I can just offset this. That's gonna add to the thing. That's pretty good. Right, send it. Holy shit, that's it. She's simultaneously really cool and really cute. We'll see. Like, the power armor is cool, and her having a small head in that fucking that armor, that's cute as well, yeah. That's a cool skill 1. Second coming of Xiao. She did get the idea that it would be literally just a weeb. Yeah. Ish did that. Ish does claim every single ID. Because she can. Oh, that poise count is like nasty, gee. Crit? No crit. Oh, that's fine. That is A-okay. Oh, what? What happened here? Did I do something wrong? What the fuck? Turn start. Okay, yeah. I'm dumb. Oh, I'm dumb. I'm very dumb. Yeah, okay. I see how it is. But it doesn't matter because this she equipped an envy skill. So now she's got to kick ass. Anyway. Yeah. Gain +2 for every excess. Okay, that's gonna be very hard skill. This skill always flips head on Clash Win. Hits critically and does not consume poise count. That's a crazy conditional here. Deal more damage and it's unbreakable. Deal more damage. Deal more damage. Jesus Christ. Slash and Lust as well. Yeah, well, might as well, you know, lose the clash or something. I don't know. Like, bro is not gonna die to this, right? Yeah, he shouldn't die as long as I have resonance. Okay, we desperately need her to boost this thing. So we clashed this, right? Yeah, we clashed this. Clash this. Like with this even. And then this can be this is defended. So you can defend like this or something. One-sided guard, that's fine. Oh, that's hopeless, damn. That's dominating now. Don't worry when the ego makes him essentially immortal. Yeah, he does heal, I'm pretty sure. He physically can't die to it with the ego effect. Yeah, okay. That attack weight? What do you mean attack weight? It doesn't have any attack weight. Well, what was I trying to do? I was just trying to do something. Like, I can do this for Kauja. Why not? No, it's. I think it's bad time to use for Kauja, actually. I wanted to do something for Gore. Ah, right. Pride Resonance. Kinda important. Do this. This is also pretty important. I guess you can evade this. That counts as... Yeah, that counts, right? Yeah, that's fine. Okay. This is one-sided, so it should proc assist defense, right? Like, I hope it does. Yeah. Okay. Alright. That's fine. Claim the bones. The bone has been claimed. Good news, I was fucking tweaking. I want to proc for when we have a better Pride Resonance. Oh, that wasn't even that much. Okay, whatever. Good. Good stuff.
My spine.
I'm not a bear though, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, I guess this is the best we're gonna get in terms of poise. Okay, now we can make her gain a lot of swordplay. Yeah, we can make her gain a lot of swordplay right now, so we let this go through and we clash this. Yeah, sure, you can die here, I don't care. But is your death even... No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The Sonic's kind of fire, I'm gonna be real. Might as well use another one. It does benefit from Pride Resonance, no? Does the Eagle benefit from Pride Resonance? Highest Resonance. Highest Resonance. Yes, it does give voice count. So yeah, it's good if I use it. Yeah, right. And then we can use for Kauja. Can use this as well. Oh yeah, this is gonna be huge. Yeah, this is getting clashed, and I guess you also do. No, do you? Don't you just get assist defense just by default? If there's an allied and it at less than 50% HP, gain 1 assist defense. Not really, no. It's not. And her skill 3 doesn't give her assist defense as well. Okay, it doesn't. Good to know. Might low-key ignore this, honestly. Just to... But no, it's gonna give, like, fragile. If she starts the turn with, like, a shit count of swordplay. So, I think I need to do this. That's fine. This is neutral, but she's gonna lose probably. Might as well disable this, I guess. I don't think this gets disabled, but you know. I'm fine with this going through, this is fine. You're kind of like likely to get fucked. This is fine. Corrosion of Kimigo hits like a truck, yeah. I know, I already used it. Well, I'm the bones, Mr. Streamer. I'm claiming. New Ishii is Minnie Moused. That's an interesting comparison. I still don't completely understand how she activates her skill 3-2. Like, I think she just activates it based on her arm count. Or, no, not arm count, but, you know, her status effect. He just kind of gets it, I don't know. Massive resonance, by the way. I'm singing the blade with my shadows wested upon me. Ooh, massive. Big. I guess the thing that I tried to do didn't work, or am I stupid?
이 주변은 귀하에겐 해가 될 수 있으니 물러나시게.
Even the balance loosened thing. Where the fuck is it? Yeah, okay, yeah, if this has, yeah, activate even the balance on base attack skill. Yeah. That was correct. Okay, now she has the multi-coin skills, which are garbage right now, so... we need to have it be as high as possible. Right? Gains advantage at lower swordplate of Homeland, so we just need to clash this, that's fine. That's fine, we can do that. Yield my flash, by the way. Might as well just absolutely dogpile her with most of the stuff that we can do. Is there a pride resonance I can do here? Kinda. A little bit. Gonna give up my flank thrust, but you know, that's fine. Yeah, this looked good. Okay. If you claim in bones, don't forget to yield your flash. Thank you. It's like Kozan, but Mook Workshop. Kinda, but Kozan also just kind of sometimes says, fuck you, you're not getting your attack. Oh, the bleed is kind of being a little bit dangerous here. What was the highest amount of MDs you have done in a day, Mr. Streamer? Like 3 maybe? 4? You are like a little child. Watch this. No, I never read the skills in passive. I could sit there loose and try and never pick on the info. Never read. Non-gamblers Kozan. I mean, you can just equip Ego to get guaranteed Kozans, but I don't really do that. Because I do that when I can. It's just that I use Egos that I want to use, and not that are necessarily the best for Hanafuda Ishmael. I was an MD 15. Damn, bro. That's kind of rough. Okay, Ishmael, are you okay? You're somewhat okay, I guess. Heathcliff is about to lose a ton of HP here. Run space is fine here. I think maybe some healing is in order. I might as well regret here. Forgot to regret. Might do this for damage. Yeah. I don't think I have. I don't even have like good healing egos like that. Okay, whatever. Ideology, go. I guess to Sunyata is fine. Not really. Body sack. Does this defense or bonus attack comes out on turn 2 or 3 when built up triggering skill? Yeah.
털지 마세요.
I'm tidaling. Tidaling all over the place.
가드는 반드시 밀려올 테니.
Big. It might be over next turn. There's a good chance that she might be dead next turn.
구속구가 나의 공격을 저지하기엔 턱없이 모자르지.
Very tough as teeth. Okay, bro. It does help to have a lot of chatters, because, like, what is a streamer supposed to say? Like, realistically, they're just like, "Oh, nice punch! That's a lot of damage! Holy shit!" Like, come on. But when Chad like says out of pocket stuff, you can just comment on that, and it's content. It's so easy. All right. Oh, and the thing. Oh yeah. Massive. Yeah, you're cooked, Brody. You're cooked. It's over for you. Doesn't fucking matter what you do, bro. Might as well do another tidal elegy, because why not? It does matter. Actually, I think Blind Obsession is better here, just to heal for more consistent run space. Hey yo! Holy, massive! Ooh. Kill that SP for Ryoshu. Inevitable termination. The fucking Tef ego heals. Which one?
She's not as powerful as I recall. Yet weighed down by the brand, I'm not so far ahead or behind.
I don't know. I think you're doing pretty well. Verily, they appear evenly matched, yet... This is really not Sorrow, he's trying to get himself killed. That blade work is far beneath him. Seeking the end here, is he? Can you afford to look away in a duel?
I'm a chud. I'm an incel.
What are you doing? You'd rather lock your sword with mine and parry it away?
Can't have a proper sword fight without a blade lock though, huh?
he's trying so hard to aura farm to regain that aura with a blade lock, of all things.
The duel between the mentor of a syndicate and the military commissioner of an S-Corp is neck to neck. Clash after clash, the two warriors eventually lock their blades in the context of might before it comes to a close in a final fatal bout, when the dust settles and the mentor lies in the sand, dead.
If that is what you want, I will grant it.
Good. Let's finish this.
Sigh. Just as Bamboo-headed Kim and Im Gyeong-yup ready for their final bout, Aindu leaped in between them.
Aindu!
Are you really so ashamed that you would choose death for a life, mentor? Are you so scared to live that you would rather die?
Yes, I am. I am scared. I am terrified of my own audacity to live my days as though I hadn't failed everything and everyone who had the misfortune of placing their faith in me. My mission, my honor, my fellows, as though my path isn't haunted by ghosts, as though I can stand shamelessly before the watching eyes of the heavens. What have I even done with the life that was given to me? Blind to the realities of my homeland, I served a master who chose politics over loyalty and justice. I cut down my very fellows who chose to trust a fool like me.
Okay, chat, be real. Is Kim gonna gain ego? Is Kim gonna gain ego here? See, it seems like a low-key like a distortion moment, but he might like gain ego instead.
I walked my entire life as the foe carried me, and when I finally had the mind to look back, all I saw were blood-red traces everywhere I had gone. Isn't it about time I admitted that this game cannot be won? That...
Mentor, the weakness in your strength has failed your mission. The weakness in your position has failed your honor, and the weakness in your heart had become the fiendish blade that cut down your fellows.
I do. I thought you were here to talk me into keep on living, yet your words pained me so.
What weakness of yours is it this time that you would cast away your own creed and life? What other weakness will you see as an excuse today? Stop trying to bear responsibilities asked not of you. The Blade lineage was never about responsibility, nor was it about you, Mentor. It was kind of about him, not gonna lie. Or does your overbearing guilt help you overestimate your importance? What was that saying again? Fellow travelers in the same boat will aid one another? Not a single soul demanded that of you.
Talk about kicking the man when he's down.
I haven't had enough of that flippin' larking of yours. LARPing of yours! We all have! Do you truly believe that not a single one of us had picked up on the fact that all your levity was a means of relieving yourself of the burden you had cast upon your own shoulders? None of us ever demanded some impossible feat from you. What was it that you've always said to describe yourself? That you are but a butchering blade that wields not itself, a tool wielded by willing hands. Why, Mentor, I know not what kind of shame nor responsibilities a mere tool has, do you? Because I fail to see any. The shame does not subside still, and shroud your face with that bamboo head of yours, and live on. Live on so that you may repay your debts.
Out of blades, out of arrows. Even the heart that sought death lies defeated at your feet. There's no stone left for my next gambit. There's nothing more. Sigh. Indeed, perhaps there was some merit in your words. That I must retreat from this silly game of stones and become a fiend of blades.
Mentor, that is not what I said.
Interesting. Whence did you hear that poem? Yes, when inverted, and Babu Hat is like an unladen ship.
Andrew and Myung were knocked away from bamboo-headed Kim as though bounced off by an invisible force. Kim raises his gaze to meet the empty air as though someone were there, a hollow laughter escaping his lips. We know who he's talking to. It's the voice.
Or your last move was not a good one. Indeed, I did wish to become a blade. And what did you do? Forged me into an indiscriminate one that cleaves blindly into fiend and foe both. It seems that in your excitement, you have cornered yourself with that last move. Well, as it seems I have had an opportunity to retrace our past moves, allow me to try something different this time. Be not so vexed by this round. As you say, we never know what the next game shall bring. I appreciate and will treasure the other bits of your advice. But let us play by my rules for tonight's game.
Something's different this time, innit? Ain't distorting. I think that's an efflorescence, perhaps.
Nothing is for certain indeed, yet I trust that the words of my last remaining follower have also reached your ears, I'm but a tool wielded by willing hands. Nothing in my life has ever been certain. I know not whether this move is what cements my defeat, but I desire to be a victorious stone nonetheless. Thank you. I will take what encouragement I can.
The strange invisible pressure dissipates, and the armored woman, Im Kyung-yeop, readjusts her grip on the sword. Kim turned around to look at her, and I saw that a white, weighty shadow seemed to have been lifted from his face, replaced by a mix of relief and determination. Bro, okay.
A bit embarrassing to change my stance now, but now I fight to live. And I suppose you'll be okay with that.
Of course.
To hide from Evan's gaze, this hat I wore. An empty boat, it bore my friends along. In bamboo veiled, we drift from shore to shore. With wine, I don my hat to watch blooms throng. In mirth, I doff that shroud to moon adore. So with this bamboo hat to veil my brow, the winds and rain may rage, I shall not throw.
She also has ore for some reason. Heed to me, bamboo-headed one. Speak your name, for I find your outfit dubious of character.
I am he who has mentored the lineage of blades to its premature end. I am he who has sought to bring salvation to the downtrodden to no avail. What to call a man who has failed to disburden himself of the world? How to name a man who has failed to bear the weight of the world? There is none. So call me Bamboo-Headed Kim.
Absolute cinema.
Bamboo-Headed Kim, the treasonous wretch.
It was treasonous, actually, but no. Okay, he just manifested the bamboo hat, like, as an ego, I guess. Or something. The photographs rapidly fold away from reality. It's using fire to propel herself. Okay, yeah, I see. Pro started the Intervallo of aura depth and ended up with aura surplus. I think it's like aura neutral now. Don't switch up on my goat now that he is fluorescent. Don't switch up now that he has aura. He's aura neutral, like that's not all that. It's like he can become auraful when he needs to, I guess. That's cool. That's because Kim had successfully managed to face his own past. When the photographs and memories that were overlaid upon the phantoms are pulled away, what remains is a man in dirty, wrecked clothing. The phantoms of S-Corp slowly lose grip on this world. It soon reveals the phantoms of the distortion that was hidden beneath it. I see residents of the backstreets in their blissful highs from taking the canned experiences. I demand who's watching them with disapproval. Why? Why is everyone running away from all this? The baker always surrounded by the smell of freshly baked bread? The florist who makes lovely bouquets for graduating youngsters? The photographer who captures beautiful sights to remember? They're our lives, our experiences. You want to be a billionaire with an extravagant mansion in the nest? A legendary fixer who can make the syndicates cower in fear just by going on a stroll? What you get from those scans is not real. Is everything in your lives, all of this, just empty means to an end so that you can get high on fake purchased experiences nailed into a can? If that's all your life is, then my life and the photographs I've taken are all... No, it can't be. My life. Those experiences and memories I photographed are different. You're all blind and consuming fake experience after fake experience, while they care about the real thing. That's why you're all floundering, grasping at delusions. So let me show you the things I've shot. The memories. The experiences. The reality of your lives. I like this distortion. Or a neutral bare minimum. I think bare maximum, honestly. Dante's notes say it was volatile ego. Interesting. I mean, it does make sense, yeah. It was only in passing, but I glimpsed an unmistakable grimace, a scowl on Mersault's face. I reflected upon the events of today and could at least begin to guess as to why that might be. You don't believe there's any experience in either the canned experience or that guy's photographs, do you, Mersault? Because experiences and memories aren't the same thing. What really distinguishes them, I wasn't sure. Correct, manager. But what I knew was that the distinction was, for whatever reason, important to Mersault. Huh? The figure materializes into a humanoid form, swirling out of the projector. It might be the distortions. And next to him is another figure stumbling out in a giant suit of armor. Blimey, that thing's still alive? This is but an aura way of atoms created within a distorted space. The concept of life and death has little meaning for such a thing. Yet faint as she grow, it must be that the distortion's power is waning. Hark, accused one, for these are your crimes. The crime of fomenting chaos in the foreign wing while impersonating Chunikans of Salpipio Agro-Industries. The crime of exploiting the suffering of Salpipio Agro-Industries downtrodden is a mere veil of one's own phantoms. Is she gonna kill him? And, though it be but a part of reenactment, impersonating a military commissioner of the kingdom without a royal decree. Pursuant to the law of the homeland, the accused is to be sentenced to death by beheading. Bro, what the fuck? She had all this time to say all this bullshit, and oh, before we even had the chance to step in or anything, the Fang-Rush-like warrior brought down her sword on the docugrapher's neck, decapitated him. Bro, and we get this thing. Whatever, bro. Can an entity over the phantoms sway one outside it? Such an instance has heretofore never been observed, but as this happening right now, right before our eyes, I can only say yes. We're still playing by anime rules. We're like talking freezes time or some shit. Like, damn. Getaway hanged. Oh damn.
Young Yope is a woman of principle. She would have done the same to the bitter end had she truly been there.
As the headless body of the inflection point crumples to the floor, Young Yope's shape slowly phases out of reality. We found ourselves back in the projection room. And there... No way! Don't tell me that held was corpses! We found a large group of injured N-Corp staff thrown pell-mell about the room, and Ezra, who was looking down the headless body of the docugrapher. Docugrapher.
돌아오고 있어요. 뒤틀리면서
Alright.
다시 사람의 형상으로.
And the subject.
살수의 방식으로는 절대 도달하지 못.
Let's see how many viewers left after I finish this boss fight. 56 is like my peak, I think. Like, that wasn't the case when I was streaming, like, what was I streaming again? I was streaming something. There was like a peak of like 40 viewers, I believe. Yep, right on. Gotcha, team leader. And that's the initial report done. Good work, guys. Plugging our radio back in, as recommended us in a relieved voice. The distortion has perished in the mission. Would that not cause trouble? Yeah, that kinda sucks, but it's not like you guys could help it. They could. Who would have thought that the distortion would kill its own inflection point? If we knew that in advance, we probably would have prepared something to stop it, but... Well, that's for the LCD and team leader to investigate. Oh no, this mission was still a success, since we managed to eradicate that distortion from N-Corp, not to mention satisfying our client. Also, as I looked toward Iron Dew and Kim with a light-hearted shrug, we were less concerned than she had been earlier. Now I finally know why you have been disappearing on your own without letting us know. Glad you don't seem to have any more reason to, though, so it's all good. Hey, that's the real win of this mission in my book. Phew! The point is, we did it. We did the thing, it's done. Gosh, I swear I'm never doing one of these without the team leader ever again. Seriously, I got this close to losing it more than a few times. It seemed that the responsibility of looking after the LCD juniors had kept her stressed and high-strung throughout the mission. I hadn't noticed it, but her brows had finally relaxed, bringing back the chipper Ezra I was more familiar with. He was... Why are people being freaky? Time for Honlu ID. I guess, yeah. So many LARPers like your Charlie's Inferno cover, so you now have more LARPers. Yeah, that makes sense. It kind of backfired on me. I mean, it's not like that song is supposed to, like, lower the amount of LARPers, you know? Okay, here's... Everyone listen to me. So, my take on LARPers, okay? It's... You're a LARPer not because you don't know a fact about, the franchise, right? Like, if someone mistakes, like, freaking Herbert with Hubert, right? That doesn't that doesn't mean they're a LARPer. If they don't know like a certain like plot detail, right? That doesn't make them a LARPer. They probably like misremembered, right? However, it's all in the intention, because if the so-called LARPer doesn't intend to earnestly engage with the franchise, right? If they don't want to become a real fan, they're not interested in the games, in the side material, in in properly engaging with whatever they're consuming, right? That's what makes them a LARPer. That was like kind of the point of the end of the second verse of the song. It's like faces of the people seeking genuine emotions. Genuine emotion meaning actual attachment to the franchise, and not just desire to be in the in-group, so to say, in the community, just because it's cool to do so. Like that was kind of the point of the song overall. Anyway, yeah. Thus I shall not abide by any more of your indolence. You will not join us on missions and tasks as you're expected to. Is that understood, Mentor?
I do. Would you mind releasing the hems of my sleeve? Or would I wouldn't give to lie down and pass out right about now?
The raw emotion in Kim's voice had likewise faded, and with Aindu's voice no longer as barbed as it had been in the Phantoms, it seemed to me that the two were back to the more relaxed selves I knew. Can't exactly say more relaxed for Kim though, because that's how he's always been, at least from what I've seen. In any case. Fine. You are released.
You're giving me a good, hard shake. I don't feel so good. Say, Aindu, I'm afraid they may have gone overboard with upgrading your arm.
With your hand released, allow me to reiterate that...
Stop!
My heart finds peace as well as I watch them bigger. Bigger? Yeah, like a desire to be in the community, like over love for what the community stands for. Yeah, that is kind of like what I think, pretty much. Is everyone doing okay? Yes, Executive Manager. Our forces have only suffered minor injuries that do not require you to go through the trouble of rewinding the clock. Oh, hang on, mate. I've got a dislocated shoulder. I can pop that right back into place for you. Allow me. I've taken care of similar injuries in the field.
Yeah, and guess what happened the last time I watched you do that? You rotated my bloody arm the wrong way and turned the bones in my shoulder into little chips.
Don't sweat it. I can rewind that. By now, I've already grown used to the pain of rewinding the sinner's injuries. A dislocated shoulder shouldn't be a big deal.
I have aught to ask thee. A clarification, if thou wilt.
Yeah?
Dost thou recall how, as we battled the N-Corp's pin frame team, the foes have taken photographs of us?
And?
They are those who were sent to identify and capture the one who have violated the taboo, forsooth. As we stood in their path, 'tis no mystery we had to come to blows. They find this to be most perplexing. Wherefore did they take so many photographs of us?
Maybe they were taking photographs to report their locations. Recording footage is taboo in the N-Corp, meaning they can't install security cameras here. Their only option for keeping a consistent record for tracking down the case or a person is by photographs.
Thy words hold water yet. Most puzzling forsooth. I recall with clarity that, from a certain point, they had begun photographing us with renewed obsession.
Oh, hey, that sounds like a question for Marceau. Given how often I had to rely on the information Marceau had provided me in this mission, I think I've got enough practice on how to phrase my questions the right way and pull the answers I need from him. Fake note. Mask fell under under misinfo. Fortunate. I would have fallen the same. Just like I would have fallen for the same thing, honestly. Are the bones claimed now? Yes, they are. I couldn't get him to tell us his own judgments on matters, but since he seems to have a near photographic memory of what he's seen... Marceau, do you remember how many pictures of us the N-Corp staff took? I do. 56 times. That's a lot of pictures. You You actually remember the exact number of times they shot us? I do. It's always so neat seeing his memory in action. So, did you get the chance to see which one of us got the most photographs taken? I did. Ooh, who is it? Who is it? Is it me? I make for a fine model if I did say so myself. No, it wasn't you. It was me. Huh? But why? I mean, what's the most statistically likely reason that it was you? It was at that moment that I heard the sound of pebbles crunch under boots approaching us, louder and louder. What the heck? N-Corp. Aw, dang it. Are you here because we beat up some of your guys? Listen here, we had to, because of the distortion. See? It is as she says. The skirmish was an unfortunate consequence of combating the distortion phenomenon. The Limbus company provides a customer damage compensation program in case of such unforeseen events. Instead of engaging us in battle, please elect to contact the emergency response team at our headquarters as your first. Yes, we fully understand the circumstances surrounding the battle, and we intend to submit an expeditious request for damage compensation as you have recommended. But we are here on different business, so if you would be so kind as to let us speak. Different business? They are here to arrest me, manager. Hold on, Merceau. Let's hear them out. Wait, what? Merceau did not resist. He walked past us and joined the group of N-Corp employees. Please confirm that you are Merceau, formerly One Who Nails, and a former member of the maintenance and management team at the Grand Magazine Sissev headquarters. Confirmed. By a decree of the Giants, you have been expelled from N-Corp, with imprisonment as the penalty for non-compliance. Pursuant to Article 12 of the eviction regulations, you have also been informed that remaining in N-Corp's district for more than 6 hours may subject you to immediate arrest. Please confirm that your memory pertaining to the above incident has not been expunged, and you are of sound mind to recall it in entirety. Confirmed. Very well. Then in keeping with the regulations, I hereby notify you that you are now subject to arrest and transport. Place your hands behind your back and please offer no resistance. I require to inform you that resistance may incur further penalties. Wait, stop. What the hell is going on? Wait, forget all that. Did you notice what happened, Merceau? Merceau, who stood calmly with his arms behind his back as the N-Corp employees handcuffed him, nodded placidly in my direction. I did, manager. Then why the heck didn't you warn... It was less of a question and more a reflex, but I didn't need to hear his reply to know why. Right. I never asked, did I? You did not. I'd say you should have warned us way earlier, but you just reply, I will follow this instruction going forward, right? Yes, I would. Subject now in custody. From this moment onward, you are considered a suspect and will be transported to N-Corp headquarters for your trial. As for the rest of you, would you be the organization the suspect is a part of? Organize your arse. What in the bloody hell do you think you're... Heathcliff, you're about to antagonize N-Corp, a wing. In the absence of a reasonably justifiable cause, such as a contract, engaging in battle with the city's corporate entities is strongly discouraged. Yeah, and we're supposed to twiddle our thumbs while you drag him away. This must be another piece of information they neglected to tell me. Yet another development that was set in stone. Despite your calm and collected explanation, I could tell that this was not a pleasant situation for Faust. Either. Water. As she was sending an uncomfortable glance at the N-Corp's employees. So where are you taking him? Every trial will be scheduled for the execution of the exile sentence. They replied dispassionately as they took Merceau into custody. We looked back at them, not knowing what to do or say. The late afternoon sun pricked at us like 1,000 hot needles. Of course, the sun. Merceau, now in cuffs, gazed at us with an expression that would not have seemed out of place on any ordinary day. Damn, they took my boy away. They took my boy away. Oh. Okay. That was a canto. That was a whole ass canto, yes. Bro folded under zero pressure. Yeah, it's time for the trial that happens in the book. Yeah. I should probably read The Stranger at some point. That'd be pretty good.
제가 분명 말했죠? 뛰어봤자 벼룩이라니까요.
I think someone might like this, like being tied up by Honlu. Like that does seem like some freaky shit that some people would be into. Yeah. When Yell Baron will visit S-Corp. I don't know. Probably in Purgatoria, if I had to guess. Yeah, so this Kanto, this Intervallo, okay. So we compare it to other Intervallos, right? So 20 Threads is still my number one. I love 20 Threads. Then probably TKT. I think it's on par with TKT for me. Like it's very much has that vibe of like detective things and work, right? But it was more so focused on a character that we will see in the future. So like, yeah, it was more important than TKT, more consequential, I guess. Also, TKT had like separate development for 3 Sinners at the same time. Oh, okay, 2 actually. Urshu didn't really get a lot of stuff in there. So yeah, I think it would be like my top 2 or maybe top 3 Intervallo. It's above Spring Cultivation. Nocturnal Sweeping is like a close. Like I always have a toss-up between TKT and Nocturnal Sweeping for me, because I really like Nocturnal Sweeping. Like either that or TKT, and then we adding Monastic Experience in that pile of like fighting for second place for me. And the other stuff, yeah, whatever. But yeah, that's pretty cool. You know what you need to tell the time? I wonder. I can assure people are into it, yeah, makes sense. Warp Train is decent, yeah. Warp Train is like the Faust Intervallo, pretty much, if you think about it. And then at the end, we have Aura Farming with Dawn. Yeah. It's a very, very good cliffhanger. Oh yeah. I think that was it. Yeah, it's like 3 hours and a half. Okay, I might need to check some stuff. Okay, I'll need to write a message, quick message here. Real quick. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I got confirmation. Stream is ending, everyone. It's the end. I thought I could squeeze in like an MD or something, but not really, no. Alright. My personal favorite Intervallo has to be Nocturnal. Yeah. Nail Hands, that's why he wore. Alright, yeah. It was nice to have you all here. Be sure to join my Discord in the description, because why not? Subscribe, you know, all the jazz, you know. And I'll see you next time. Yeah. Bye bye.